It's been a gracious time, unlike no other today. Throughout this whole week, as a matter of fact, as I have come to an end of this year, and it's been a true blessing to do this, to be able to talk to my Xbox comrades, and for them to come and gather around with me at the mighty round table of true Xbox fans. And if you're a true gamer out there, no matter what platform you play, we welcome you. As long as you're representing what you do and you put in that work on your mighty platform. All fakers can't come here. All fronters can't come here. You're not a part of this community, this great community. But if you are a true gamer, we welcome you in. I go by the name of the New Legal, which if you're new to this channel, that's no introduction. But I got two comrades here today. Prestige Honor, my man, you know who he is, a press start in credits. I got the General, he's back. Part 2 for him.
Right
today.
on, right on. Yeah.
I got also the #1 draft pick, the OG in these streets, man. When I say the OG of the D-Town, I mean it. The city off the lakes, mighty Detroit Tiger in the building. Yo,
all right.
The Terminator, a.k.a. the Sherminator, is in the building. We're glad to have him today. And we are
What's going on, people?
Talk about console wars and how we know, not what we think, but what we know true console wars is truly about, and what console wars ought to sound like, and how console wars ought to go along through the generational systems. You can never get rid of console wars. Console wars is a part of the culture because we're going to let you know that. Console wars is something that happens when a console is made. That is part of a console war. So we're going to elaborate on that today, guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this show. I got two mighty mics, and y'all know what I do with those two mighty mics, man. I turn them on, and I'm handing to my comrades. Sherminator, you home on Di-RREC Gaming, bro. We don't hear a lot from you first. So first, you going out the gate, sir. We want to hear what you got to say about these console wars, man. Then the General, and then me. You guys, we live from the streets.
Bro.
We here. This is Di-RREC Gaming. Sherminator, take it away, please, sir.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for once again allowing me to take part in all that you say and do, because you know, we both know that there's a whole lot of people that's fronting out here, and you definitely don't fall in that category. So the simple fact that you have allowed me and others, I'll go so far as to say others like me, to hang out with you and to contribute in whatever way we can. You know, just hats off to you, brother. Just it's a great honor to be on this show, and to even more so than that, and honestly, as far as I'm concerned, even more important than that, to be considered your friend. So
yes, sir.
I just want to thank you for that, brother, because you know we connect on more than just a gaming level.
Yes, sir.
So I just want you to know, and I just want to say it publicly. I appreciate you, brother.
No doubt, fam.
So let's just jump right into it. Console war. You know, as you've already mentioned, I'm an old head. I'm old school. I don't think I am chronologically, but you know, in the gaming community, some might consider me a dinosaur. I don't necessarily like that term. If you're gonna call me a dinosaur, be respectful and just call me Jurassic. That sounds a lot more majestic. Yeah, just call me Jurassic. I don't have a problem with that. So with that being said, console wars, you make a very good point that a lot of people frown on it, and for good
Right.
reason. I mean,
Right.
generally when you frown on it, it's because somebody or a group of people on whatever side of the spectrum, they act stupid.
Right.
And you know, um, somebody said a long time ago that competition is good for business, and
Yes, sir.
generally that's true. So if you want to look at it from that angle, that perspective, then yeah, okay, console war can be good for business because ultimately it's just a different way of saying competition. But
Exactly. That's
right, right, right,
right.
right, and again, with me being an old schooler,
So glad you
um,
said that because you just
I,
nailed
I
it right there.
well,
Just nailed it.
it's and that's at the end of the day, that's what it is. Now
Yes,
it's
sir.
all about how you handle it,
Right.
and you know, the console wars, for these youngins out here, and I'll let you guys determine who qualifies as a youngin.
Right.
Um, youngin within the gaming community, they might not know the history. Uh, I mean, the literal history, the real history, as far as the definition of quote unquote console wars.
Yep.
Now, me personally, I mean, I was there. I remember it. And I'm not ashamed to say it, man. I'm 56 years old. I've been
Right
gaming a
on.
Talk
Right.
to him.
long time.
Talk to
OG.
him.
I've been
Triple
gaming.
OG.
That's
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
I've been gaming
Talk
a
to him.
long time. I remember every system since the birth
Wow.
of gaming.
Talk to
I
him.
remember the birth of arcade gaming.
Mm.
Honestly,
Talk
the
about it.
only part of the gaming industry that I literally did not see the birth of was the pinball industry.
Right.
Because
Wow.
because the pinball industry, I mean,
Gen-
technically started back in the 1920s,
Right.
wow.
and I mean, even though I wasn't there, um, my grandfather was. He told me some stuff.
Right.
My father, he told me some stuff because he was in the war,
Right.
and he told
Wow.
me about his first experience with pinball in the mess hall. He was in the Korean War,
Right.
and his first experience was with a pinball machine in the mess hall when he was over there
Mm.
in Korea.
Right.
Wow.
So, I mean, I've learned about pinball history through them,
Right.
where, going back to where the original machines, it didn't have flippers. It was just
Wow.
the original pinball machines. Literally, it was uh, basically a gigantic pachinko machine.
Mm.
The original pachinko machines were vertical.
Right.
Drop the
Right.
ball
Right.
in, and they had all those pins, and then
Right.
there were scores, and the balls bounced off the pins, and you would hope, because you really had no control, you would hope
Right.
that the balls would land on the highest score values
Okay.
before they hit the
Mm.
bottom. And then when they hit the bottom, game over, and whatever score you racked up, that determined how well you did.
Right.
Mm.
And if you racked up a certain score level, then you actually got either your coin back, because if you didn't rack up a certain score, then whatever, they were like a nickel back then. The
Right.
nickel, the machine would keep your nickel. But
Wow.
if you fell into a certain score level, by the time the ball hit the bottom of the machine, it would tally it up, and then you get so many nickels would come out. It was almost like a slot machine.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
But then, if I'm not mistaken, in the 40s, mid to late 1940s, uh, Gottlieb, the Gottlieb Manufacturing Company, uh, came up with a brilliant idea of making it more interactive,
Right.
Mm.
to where they decided, okay, instead of it being vertical, we're going to make it horizontal. And then they left it horizontal for a while. And then they said, oh, you know what? Let's make it so that people can feel like they have more to do with what they wind up getting. They, be more in control. So then that's when they decided to put these two small bats. They used to call them bats
Okay.
because they resemble small baseball bats. And you could actually like hit a button, and they were, it was purely mechanical. There was a shaft, you hit the button, you push it in, the shaft would go in, and then it had this pivot arm that would connect to what we now know as a flipper, and it would make it go up and down. So when the ball would, come in that range, you hit that button, push it in, and make the flippers go up and down. And that way you keep the ball in play for as long as possible. But, back then the flippers were so small, and the gap in the middle was like 2-3 inches wide. So the chances of you doing anything was negligible at best. But that idea caught on, and so then they made the bats bigger, this hole smaller, and then they came up with the grand idea of, oh, you know what? Let's add this and let's add that. And then fast forward to now, that's why we have the pinball machines that we have today. And I've made this argument with lots of people. Some believe it, some don't. But the video game industry that we all know and love right now would not exist.
Yep.
If it were not for the pinball industry.
Not right, because the pinball machines kicked it off. It showed that there could be popularity in communities.
That's right.
In community gaming.
That's right. And that's why, for those of you listening who may be thinking, okay, why is he going on and on about pinball machines? That has nothing to do with video games. Well,
go to the
I'm just giving you some
you
context.
Talking the birth. Yeah, you talking about the birth.
I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, just giving you context.
That's why you here, Sherminator. That's why you here.
I appreciate you, brother. The many of the same companies that created the pinball machines, they branched out. They saw, a lot of those people were visionaries. They saw what was coming down the pike.
Right.
They saw the future, and they knew that, okay, you know what, pinball, yeah, we'll nurture it as best we can, but we can't just depend on this forever. They saw and realized that we're going to have to make some changes if we're going to remain viable. Right. And that's when they decided to just experiment. I mean, there are so many crazy prototypes that these companies created in the 70s, the 80s, even in the 90s. And some of them you may remember, Williams Electronics and Bally Manufacturing and Williams Electronics, both companies came up with two variants of pinball machines. One machine by Williams Electronics was called Hyperball. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, if you've even seen it. If not, for you guys listening, look it up. Had no
pinball documentary. Yeah.
Yes, Hyperball had. They actually resembled trigger joysticks, one on the left and one on the right, and you could twist them. And there was literally in the middle of the playfield a cannon. And this cannon shot out. Oh my goodness! I used to know the specs. I think it was somewhere it could shoot out somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 steel balls or pinballs. 500 per minute.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was rapid fire, and there were targets all along the playfield. The playfield was huge, and I mean the light show was fantastic, and it would tell you, okay, you got to hit this target within this time frame, and you have to make this happen to make this happen. It was a very intricate game, just to show you the level of experimentation that was going on within these companies. Bally came out with another one called Rapid Fire. Bally had Rapid Fire that was similar, but a little bit different, because Rapid Fire was actually the same concept, but they integrated video technology with it.
Right.
Okay.
So you know, it was a gradual step. Now, keep in mind, this was before video games became mainstream, so they were easing their way into it. And to where now, of course, uh, pinball itself, I mean, it's still around, but it's not nearly as big as it used to be. However, video pinball
It's huge.
has, yeah, it's main. It's you might as well call it mainstream.
It is.
Is very. Oh, my bad.
Get yourself back up on.
Hello.
Yeah, you hit.
Yep.
Okay, that's my fault. The controller timed out. Okay,
Get your controller right,
okay, I got
Shermanator.
set.
Get your.
Right. I was so excited about doing this show with you.
That's it.
I forgot to cross my T's and dot my I's.
No,
So
you-
we're good
go ahead.
now.
No,
So you know, it was just a gradual transformation to where now video pinball is big. It's funny because you know one of the biggest games, and I think it even took not only the development company that created it, but I think even the folks inside Microsoft have been really surprised. But you know, one of the biggest games that's recently, as far as game plays, one of the biggest games, indie games, that have recently hit Game Pass is Demon's Tilt.
Oh yeah,
Man,
that's
I
my
love
joint.
that
That's
game,
my
man.
joint.
I made.
love
I,
that game.
look,
That game is
I
addictive.
made fun of.
That game
I
is
made fun of
addictive.
my boy. I made fun of my boy the other day, right? I won't make fun of him no more. I started playing that game and I was like, yo, I gotta call General and tell him it's the truth, bro. It's the truth.
Yeah.
I made fun of him. I was like,
Yeah.
look at this grown man talking about a pinball machine.
Oh,
And I played it. And I was like, yo, this game is the
Yeah.
truth, man.
yeah. It's a verified hit.
Yeah.
And the simple fact that it debuted on Game Pass first.
That's really well.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. Talk to him,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. Oh yeah, it debuted on Game Pass first. It's doing extremely well, and supposedly, now it hasn't been verified, but supposedly, even though the development house is it's original, but they consulted with, which is why it looks the way it does. Some of you may remember from way back in the day, TurboGrafx 16.
Yes, sir.
There was a game on there called Devil's Crush.
Yeah. I remember that.
Well, this is supposedly the spiritual sequel to Devil's Crush, which and the reason for that is because they consulted with the original developer of Devil's Crush
Nice.
to create Demon's Tilt.
That's cool.
That's why I felt familiar.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
That's cool, man.
That's
Yo,
why.
cool stuff.
now it
That's
makes
why.
sense.
Yeah, and that's why.
okay.
That's why.
Okay.
So again, just giving you guys more context. But you know what? I'm see, and legal knows. He knows how I get. I got so much information inside of me that
Yeah, man.
I want to just like get out there.
You're long-winded, but that's
And
fine,
sometimes
bro.
it causes me to stray a little bit.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Because again, it's supposed to be about the console wars
And
the
you
state
are.
of
You
everything.
bringing it up. This is the introduction. This gets it all into perspective, man. And hey, we appreciate it, man. Honestly, we appreciate it. I wasn't expecting this history lesson, but man, it's
I love
almost
pinball. You taught me
complimentary.
something.
Yeah, it's almost complimentary, man. Cause we're gonna get down to it, man. We're gonna get down to the grits and butter rolls, brother. We're gonna get down to it.
You're making a brother hungry, brother.
I'm telling you, man. When we coming out of the pinball era, right? And now
That's right.
the pinball era has proven, okay? It has proven that now gaming machines, because that's where it originates on, right? Gaming machines
Right,
can
right,
be
right,
something of a
right,
pastime. So now
right,
they start to think, well, what if we put these things in a dungeon setting and put multiple
right,
arcade machines together, and let's all bank on this
right,
stuff because we put it as
right.
quarters and things like that. So everybody
Mm-hmm.
that's making these machines, they're cashing in. You know, they're cashing in.
Right.
You can read the stories about them. Sherminator's not lying. You can read the stories about them, that some of these guys that were making early arcade machines, man, they were thinking, they were getting calls that something was wrong with the machine, man. It's broke. And when the technicians or the mechanic got, well, not mechanic, but the maintenance guys would come
Yeah,
Yeah.
and check them
Yeah.
out, they've realized that, hey, man, it's not broke. You just got too many quarters in the machine. People can't play the
yeah,
game.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
that's
that's
when
right.
right. So
Yeah.
then that's when they realize that they're gonna have to hide. Look at how this all started. That started jobs. So now you have a
Yep.
maintenance guy that you gotta pay
Mm-hmm.
to come around, and we would
Mm-hmm.
see him. Yo, you remember?
Mm-hmm.
We be sitting there playing machines, and the guy would literally come in. He would open up machines, drain out some quarters, close it back up, lock it up. We saw the guy. We will see these guys, man. They are just as important to the culture and the history of gaming as we are. Never forget
I
those
used to
good
be one of
times.
those guys.
Wow.
Wow.
I used to
Never
be.
forget.
Yeah, I used to be a pinball. I was a pinball technician.
Wow.
I was a
Never
pinball
forget.
technician back in the day. Yeah.
Right. You know what?
I used
You
to be
know
one
what?
of
You
those
know what?
guys.
You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what, General? General? Let's give it up for
Yeah.
the maintenance guys of the gaming culture. Let's give it up
Yeah,
for
man.
Sherminator and
Oh,
them
yeah.
guys,
We're-
man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
let's give it up to them guys. Because you know what? They they are just as important to the gaming culture as we were the gamers, man. I remember seeing guys like you would come in there, change it out, close the cabinet door,
Mm-hmm.
and keep on going, man. Would check to see if the buttons work, things like that.
Yeah.
And that gave a person
Yeah,
a
man.
job. Now, the arcades were dominating and were bringing forth a community, right? Everybody agrees.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, somebody came up with a brilliant idea to bring the arcade games home. And when that happened, that thought, that concept alone, y'all, started the actual birth of what goes into a console. What are the capabilities of a console? And it wasn't until Atari came out, right? Where Activision and
Yep.
Atari actually started out beefing with each other and they broke off. So you got
Well,
Atari, because we're gonna skip the Odyssey and all that. That was peaceful times.
Well,
we're gonna
yeah,
talk
this
it.
is true.
We're gonna speak
But
like it was like Gears of Wars. Like there was a
but
time
but
when there was
legal,
peace.
legal,
Peace and
legal.
prosperity
Let me
across
jump.
the land.
Legal,
Yeah, go ahead.
legal. If you don't mind,
No, go
let me
ahead.
just jump in real quick. Everything you're saying is 100% accurate. Let me just add this bit, and again, just a little bit of history, just to illustrate that the console wars, and I'm putting that in quotation,
Right.
the word console, putting it in quotation.
Mm.
In fact, for what I'm about to say, I want to eliminate the word console
Okay.
and drop in gaming.
Okay.
The gaming wars
Mhm.
actually, and again, I'm saying this because I was there.
Mhm.
The gaming wars actually began in the arcades. Now,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not even talking about the video arcades.
Right.
The gaming wars, before the video arcades, like I alluded to earlier, there were the pinball arcades. I mean, there were, back in the 70s, man, you could go into an quote-unquote arcade, and there would be rows upon rows upon rows of pinball machines.
Right.
I mean, 30, 40. The bigger ones had like hundreds of different pinball machines just next to each other, rows upon rows upon rows of pinball machines.
Right.
Now, what a lot of people don't know, and some do know, especially in my age range who were active participants, I'm sure they remember the way the debate exists right now. Microsoft versus Sony versus Nintendo. Then, jump back about 15, 20 years ago, Nintendo versus Sega.
Sir.
And then go back another 10, 15 years, Atari versus Mattel versus Coleco.
That's right.
Just keep going back. But see, if you go back even further to the 70s, before the home industry took off, there existed a gaming war. And it was almost as intense as it is now. The only difference, it was relegated to the arcade, and it was relegated within the industry itself. There were camps, and it may sound crazy to you listeners, especially to you younger listeners right now, but I'm telling you, it existed. There were literal camps of people. There were tribes, literal tribes of people, fans, if you will, who rallied around the different companies that created different pinball machines. You had your Bally. No, I'm serious. You had your Bally groups.
Deep. That's deep.
Who were like all team Bally. Bally pinball machines are the top. They're the best. And for a long time, Bally was considered like the Nintendo of the pinball industry.
Right.
Wow.
Now
this really
let's
is
keep in
the
mind,
That's
genesis, yo.
good stuff.
That's great.
Right. Because Bally initially made most of its money making slot machines.
Yeah.
And then they, depending on who you talk to, was it the slot machine with the chicken and egg conversation? Were the slot machines first, or did Bally do the pinballs first? Bally wouldn't even admit to which one they did first. As far as they were concerned, it didn't matter because they were making money off of both. But you had your Bally camp. Then you had your Gottlieb camp. And for me personally, I was Team Gottlieb. I love Gottlieb. Gottlieb was responsible for so much innovation within the pinball industry. I mean, they own, even to this day, they own so many patents. It's ridiculous. But there was your Bally camp, there was your Gottlieb camp, which in the early to mid 80s, Gottlieb kind of divested and changed their name to Premier.
Right.
Okay.
And then, they changed their name to Premier, and then they went back to the Gottlieb name. But there was a whole lot of reasons for that, because a movie studio tried to buy them, and then they bought them for a minute, and then that fell through. It was crazy. It was
right.
It was real. That's a whole nother story. It would take way too long to explain. But then, of course. So there's your because it was ridiculousness. I mean, seriously, it really was, and they even admitted that it was a very ill thought out concept. But there was your Bally camp, there was your Gottlieb camp, then there was your Williams camp. Now, Williams camp, they were considered the most ruthless. It was almost like street gangs. I'm not joking.
Right, the
I'm not joking.
Sound familiar?
Yeah.
That sound familiar right now.
That's
right.
Right.
No, really. I mean, and the Williams camp, they were like the most. Oh my goodness, man. I mean, like it was. Man, how can I put it? Like I said, your Bally, they were kind of like, if you were to compare them to now, they were kind of like your Nintendo group. Then your Gottlieb was more like your Sega or, no, scratch that, because I'm about to drop another bit of information. So scratch what I said about Sega. Bally was more like Nintendo. Gottlieb was more like, I guess, you kind of put them in the Microsoft era, Microsoft camp. Williams, truthfully, Williams, take this for what you think it's worth. Williams, they can't behave like a lot of these Sony folks out here. And I'm just being real with you.
Yeah, I got
I'm serious. And it's not that Williams produced an inferior product.
Right.
They didn't. But the way Williams carried themselves and even their business practices, it was very Sony-ish, if you will. And unfortunately, the Williams fans, they tended to behave a lot like your Sony people. Again, take that for what it's worth.
It came out again.
And then
The joystick, sir.
The joystick kind of came on the scene late.
Your joystick, sir.
Compared to Williams, Bally.
Can't hear us yet.
And God, look, I forget the guy who created Bally.
Yo, Sherm.
I forget his name. Because the thing is, they all knew each
Sherm.
other.
He can't.
They all came out of Chicago.
Hold on.
You guys know the birthplace of pinball, Chicago, Illinois, right?
Call him.
Sherm, your mic. Yeah.
Wow. That's me getting caught up. Wow. My bad, fellas.
No, you good.
That-
Sherm.
Yeah.
Sherm.
Yeah.
It come down.
Yes, sir.
It come down to that peaceful times, right? That peaceful times between the Odyssey in 1977 all the way up and through 1981. But when Atari and Activision had their little split, right? You could tell that an earthquake happened because Activision wanted to make a point. You know, they wanted to make a point. And then you had the Intellivision come out. And when the Intellivision came out, because we all know and we all remember how Atari was. We're not listen, Atari was a fast selling console, but it wasn't mind blowing. We all know the Dot Man. We all make fun of the Dot Man. Right. Go ahead, General.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, if I could jump in, Atari was for me, Atari. My gosh, like, people don't understand that Activision, it didn't start with Call of Duty, baby.
Right.
It started with Pitfall. You know what I mean? We going back to that.
We're going back, man.
For me, so for me, an arcade kid, you know what I mean? Like, you remember, I know my man, Sherm from Detroit, but over here in Jersey, where I'm from, man, we couldn't play arcade games unless you went to Great Adventures. You know what I'm saying? Or if you went to a place called Bowcraft, that was like a mini, like, amusement, thing that you do on the weekends, if you got good grades and things like that. But it's like, yo, when Atari came out, man, I remember it vividly like yesterday. It was the premier thing that a home console, was in the home. Now, it didn't look as good as the arcades. The arcades are still advanced, but just in the console war, Atari, and like on our floor we had Atari, but then you had the Intellivision cats and you had ColecoVision cats. And we can go back because I remember ColecoVision and Intellivision, they used to snub their nose up at cats that played Atari. Just like I said.
Now you know
they
what?
Didn't even call it Pac-Man. They call it Dot Man. And
that's
like,
Dot
what
Man.
you mean? Like, you playing Dot Man or this and that.
Now it was General's right. General's right because
we used to make fun of their
part
controllers.
Of that culture.
We used to make,
yes.
We used to make fun of their controllers.
That's right. I'm part of the Intellivision group, and he nailed it. We would come in, we call the Dot Man. That's why I said the Dot Man. All that. That was the slandering part, right? That was the slandering part of it. The console war of it started because Intellivision, was the first name brand from Mattel, like my man Sherminator was saying, that actually had a name brand guy by the name of George Plimpton. He was a famous author and a games person, a games man.
Right.
So when they had him come up on the commercial, and he was showing people the differences of what the Intellivision could do because Atari was in the streets, man. Everybody wanted Atari.
Exactly.
Atari was the most popular. But when
Yeah.
that guy did that and showed people, hey, listen, you may have the most popular console, but that console ain't doing what this console's doing. That right
Yep.
there is the birth
I
and the
remember that.
beginning of console wars. The console
Yep.
war was never about telling somebody they're stupid or their mama's ugly and all this other dumb stuff that you see today because a person really can't tell you why they bought the console other than it's popular. This is why that's the same mindset that we in television people saw a long time ago. And we would say stuff like that. We had a commercial to big us up. We had a famous guy coming out here talking about what was really going on with people. People were buying Atari simply because somebody
Yeah.
else had it. They didn't realize
Exactly.
that you see what I'm saying? And we're not knocking Atari.
Yeah.
Atari came out with it.
No.
And if it wasn't for television, you probably wouldn't have had Atari 2600. And if it wasn't for, like
Exactly.
my man said, Coleco, you probably wouldn't have had Atari 5200 because it was
Yep.
those consoles that was making Atari step its game up.
Right.
You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
New legal.
And that's
Yeah, but
right.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So,
Because
but new
what
legal,
I'm saying
I'll
is,
take it.
yeah, go ahead.
I'll take it even deeper.
Mhm.
It's funny because when you was in the arcades, when you go back then, man, Sega dominated. Sega dominated as far as the arcade hits and
right.
stuff like that. So
Right.
Yeah.
that attitude actually came. That attitude was there too. Where like, if you wasn't playing Afterburner, if you wasn't playing
That's right.
Shinobi, if you
That's
wasn't
right.
playing Outrun, it was really snobbish. Like, oh, well, why are you playing this game? Or why are you playing Super Mario Brothers with the pipes? And let me take you back. Super Mario Brothers had the first version where they was in pipe. It was basically a bunch of pipes and you was getting the turtles out. Super Mario Brothers came later. But
You're right.
it was a snobbish thing where, Sega kind of ran the arcade. They really did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was just like, man, it's crazy because I remember the day that ET came out. I remember the
Right.
day the game ET came
That
out.
was the
It was
failure
the biggest promotion.
of
It was.
right. It was the
It was
failure.
the biggest promotion
Yeah.
for any video
Yeah.
game
I
ever. It
remember
was
that.
commercials
Ever.
everywhere.
Yeah, ever.
It
Posters.
was the biggest
You
movie
even saw-
tie-in.
Yup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
saw
right,
Steven
Sean.
Spielberg. Yeah, Steven
Yo, the
Spielberg.
general's about to hit.
He
he's
was the
about to
one
get real.
that had
That's
the
right.
idea.
That's right.
But that was
And
right
the
there.
hype was so big. And then when
was
we bought
huge.
the game, when we get
I
the
got that
game,
game
we
home.
was like, what
got that
the
game home.
living
I
hell?
thought it was
That's
broken.
right.
I thought it was broken.
That's
I really
man, you
thought
want
it
to
was
make me
broken.
laugh, boy.
And
Yeah, it was
and
crazy.
you know how your mother is like, what? What you mean it's broken? I just bought that
Right.
game and you better beat
Right.
that game and I spent my
Right.
hard-earned money. Right.
That's right.
So
That's right.
the game is terrible, man. If you don't believe me, there's a nice documentary on
Yeah.
Xbox. You can find it. It's probably on YouTube about
Yeah.
the burying of the ET cartridge. But
That's right.
but the thing is, I remember being a kid and we had Atari on our floor, and my man, I'll never forget it. It was Jimmy and Jerry. It was my brother friends. They had ColecoVision, and I remember we had baseball, and then they had baseball.
You remember that
And I
baseball
remember, like,
games? Remember the football game,
Yeah,
basketball
yeah,
games? You could see the
the football
difference.
games, yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
That
But
started
the thing
it.
is that
Yup, that would get
Yeah.
people angry.
So-
That's right.
exactly. So I know going back to being an arcade kid, man. I remember when Dragon's Lair came out, the hate that was on it. It was just like, oh, this is just a
Dragon's Lair.
cartoon. So
Right.
what? This look like a Saturday morning cartoon. And then
Right.
I remember when Rolling Thunder came out, to take you back, right? How
Right.
Rolling Thunder Rolling Thunder was the joint, man. Everybody
Right.
joined around Rolling Thunder. So every other game that was like the shooter didn't get no love because people was
Right.
quarters was popping in Rolling Thunder, man. Right?
Right.
So and then Outrun was the premier racing game.
That's
It was
true.
always the premier racing game.
Because you
As
remember
soon as you
pole
walked in
position?
the arcade.
Outrun brought
Exactly.
the graphics. It brought the smoke coming out the tailpipe,
Yeah.
the little intricate details, you know. And you know
Yeah.
you're right, man, because games like and this stuff what we're trying to bring up to the table, y'all, with Shermanator, with the General, and then me, is we're trying to put the pieces to the puzzle so that you guys can understand what's going on now. It's nothing new under the sun. It's just an
It's
upgrade
nothing
version
new.
of all this stuff. And
Yeah.
when we sit up here and we see games that may perform well on both consoles, but we know deep down if this damn thing was given to this one console that this game would be 10 times better, but because that parity situation. Well, back then there
Yep.
wasn't no parity. The same
Wasn't.
game could come out on the same console, but because of if that console lacked power or something, you could
Yep.
visually see. You could visually see it like, man, you know what? This game looks way better on the television, or this game look way
Yep.
better on Atari. Because I remember Frogger, a game
Oh
like Frogger,
wow.
which isn't that demanding, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if you had an Atari, it looked good. If you had a television,
Yeah.
it looked good. But then, like my man
Yeah.
would say, if you went and got a game like, uh, um, let's say Top Gun or Outrun on Sega or something, you
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
or Thunderblade.
Yeah.
When you bought
Yeah.
those games, and then Sherm and General, you bought a
Mhm.
Nintendo, and you was like, man, these games just don't look as good as this games over here. That's the
They don't.
console war. It's about capabilities. It's about what you see, and it's anytime today. What gets on my nerves is when you have people like Shermanator and the General that'll point out things like that. Today, you guys will call people like that fanboys. And that's
Yeah.
why we're making this video today. Because that's not
Yep.
fanboyism. That's
It's not.
understanding what a console war is all about. They are bringing up the console war. The console war had nothing to do with sales. It had nothing to
No, I
do
didn't.
with.
Never
We
did.
didn't care about that.
Never did.
Never did. Nobody cared about
Woo!
how many
New
consoles
vehicle
sold.
unlock. Nice. Sorry,
Nobody
man.
cared. No, you good. Nobody cared about that. Nobody.
Nobody.
All we cared about is what we either had or we didn't, and what it brought to the table to create that console war. You had to prove to somebody why you bought that console. You literally had to
Yep.
show them back in the day. Well,
Exactly.
come to my house. I'll show you why I bought this damn console.
And
And
that's
then
what
when
it was.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And yo, if I could just kick it up to speed,
Go
just
ahead.
to give you my childhood memories. Yo, I was a Sega kid, man. You know what I
Right.
mean? I was Space Harrier. I was Outrun. I was Alex the
Right.
Kid. I had the Sega Master System. I had the Sega Genesis. Yo, and I remember literally on the playground, kids who were Super Nintendo kids or Nintendo kids, they were acting like how Sony cats act right now, man. Like, what you playing that bogus console for? Or that's whack, or
You right.
blah blah
Yeah,
blah. And, and,
Yep.
and,
that's
and
true.
it was like
Yep.
I'm talking about. We used to, and I don't know if y'all experience this, but I'll tell you what, we used to literally get into it in the cafeteria at gym
That's
time. I mean,
true.
I'm taking y'all back.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
true.
So, and then
Mhm.
it got real crazy because we used to actually argue at the arcades. Like
That's
we
true.
on our bikes,
Yeah.
man. And I'm telling you, kids had it was real.
It was
Nintendo
real.
shirts on. You'll see the
That's
Mario
right.
shirts. You'll
That's
see my
right.
man with the hot top fade and the
Mhm.
Sonic the Hedgehog shirt. And it was that same console mentality that
Right.
is now.
It ain't
And
never
it's
went
like
away.
they
That's right.
gotta understand. Yeah, they
Just
gotta
gotta do it
understand
right.
that
You just gotta do it right. That's
exactly.
right.
They gotta understand that what you have as far as YouTube, it's just arguing back
Oh
and forth.
man.
Now I
Yes, sir.
want you to
Yeah.
understand them same dudes that you talk about on YouTube or them same dudes you be talking about in
Right.
the chat. Imagine if you was actually in an arcade with them. Yo,
Right.
eventually, I'll share a story with you, man. I saw two dudes get into a fight on a Saturday over Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo and Street Fighter on the Genesis, right? And this dude is just saying like, yo, Street Fighter Super Nintendo is better, Genesis is whack. So my man got off his bike, yo. He was like, "What you say?" I'll never forget it. It was in
It's
Bloomfield
hilarious.
in the parking lot. and he mushed them, yo. And they literally fighting over. It was a Super Nintendo kid
Right.
and a Sega Genesis kid, and you know we kids, we like, oh, they, you know,
Right.
we
It's
people running
going
out the
down.
arcades to see what's going down. That's the thing about this generation. And I'll say it, y'all a bunch of internet punks, man. Because
Right.
what you wouldn't dare say that to an illegal.
Yeah, you wouldn't
And you
last.
wouldn't dare say it to Shermanator. You wouldn't
Nah.
last, right?
Nah, it wouldn't last.
But yeah, just in my era, I'm just talking about at lunchtime, man. When Sonic the Hedgehog came out, man, you talk about a one-up as Sega kids. We knew Mario. We used to make jokes in class. Mario, you know, fat behind. He can't do what Sonic do. And honestly,
that's
the
right. All about the
16-bit
capability. That's right.
Yeah,
What
that's
one
what I'm
can't
getting
do,
to.
what one
The
can do.
16, exactly. The second, that's I'm just getting into my era clearly, right? So
That's true.
there's the processor and the Sega Genesis, right? The processor and the Sega Genesis, and then also the speed. See, this is what New Legal's talking about. Sega knew that the way to attack Nintendo was to show a difference. So what they did was so that Sonic was faster, Alter Beast was faster, Super Thunderblade was faster, where Nintendo games were bright and colorful, but they were slower. Also, Sega showed that, yo, you a teenager now. You don't, and it was on
exactly.
TV.
Come on, brother.
If you don't believe me, if you don't believe me, you can go to YouTube and watch the commercials.
That's right.
Sega, you know, Sega does what Nintendo don't.
That's
it was
fact.
on
That's
TV
a commercial.
Now. It made it made it crazy at school.
That's right.
It made it crazy at school. It made it crazy at the arcades. And
Sega was the first one to welcome this word. Welcome to the next level. They said
Exactly, yo. And so basically, I remember being in school like, yo, we all wanted Genesis,
shots fired,
man.
bro.
And I remember that Christmas when I got my Genesis, yo, I was like, yo, I was that dude. I had Last Fighter. I had, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had Last Fight. I had, you know what I'm saying, Alter Beast. Yo, and then, you know, E-SWAT and all these great games, man. And by the way, you can get all these great games on the Sega Genesis Classics on your Xbox store.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right now.
Exactly.
But the whole thing is, yo, this ain't nothing new, man. And be honest with you, it went from Sega does what Nintendo don't, and then it was like Sonic. The thing about Sonic, it shifted the culture. I never forget it.
It did, man, because it gave us an extra mascot.
All the magazines, it
all
gave
the
us magazines,
a new mascot.
Mario dominated. Mario
he took
was
over
the
Pac-Man.
Mafia, yo.
Mario
he
was
took
the
over
Mafia.
Pac-Man.
He took over
so
Pac-Man.
Sonic came along,
and we thought, especially in Shermanator's era, I know Shermanator was just new. There's nothing that's going to take Pac-Man's.
They had a dance called Do the Pac-Man. Y'all remember that?
Exactly. They had a Pac-Man. Pac-Man is unfadable. Mario took the popularity away from him. But when you talk gaming, you can't do nothing but know Pac-Man. Pac-Man is gaming. Pac-Man is gaming.
Exactly.
But for Mario to have taken the popularity sting, lets you know.
He was the Mafia.
That's right, bro. He was the Mafia. He was the Italian mob, bro. And they was coming.
He was.
Jumping on top of Goomba's heads, kicking turtle shells, saving the princess. I mean, shooting fireballs out of his hand. And this guy loves to eat pizza. You couldn't. I mean, Shermanator, how could you defeat that? And then all of a sudden, this blue furry animal comes out of nowhere, who's as fast as Flash. And watch this. Now watch this. This is why I gather people like Shermanator in the general, because this is where I'm about to go full circle. And it's beautiful because we didn't tell Shermanator to talk about pinball. But if you listen to me close, if you're listening to me closely, you will know where I'm about to go with this. As I mentioned in Sonic the Hedgehog, there's a feature about Sonic the Hedgehog within its gaming experience. Listen, there you see where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
You know I'm going. There's a
feature.
There's a feature in Sonic the Hedgehog's experiences where you bounce off a push button or a start button. That start button that Sonic bounces off of is the same as the history of true essence of where the arcades began. And that was the pinball machines. That boing,
Right.
that comes from the
Exactly.
pinball jolt button. That I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you pull back, you
That's
release it,
right.
and
That's right.
when it hit
Yep.
Sonic goes through them
Yep.
tunnels and those little warp zones. That's the pinball
Yep.
aspect, and he turns
And
into a little
that's why
ball.
Shermanator. That's what
That's
Shermanator
what
talked about the origin.
That's right.
Yeah.
To lead it up
That's
to
right.
right now, we just went full
Mm-hmm.
circle. And Sega
Yep.
knew that. They made a game that deep down in their hearts, they said, not only are we going to make this character fast, but to the guys that been here, we want to pay
Yep.
homage to what made
Yep.
us get here. And we're going to hide it. We're going to mysteriously
Yep.
hide it in this game so that everybody that was a part of our culture and our era would recognize it once Sonic does that. They're going to recognize that.
Well, well, here's the thing. And again, full circle. Um,
Yeah.
what a lot of people don't know,
No doubt, Rising.
and if they
Rising
did
Golden
know it,
Star.
and if they did know it, they forgot.
Right.
But Sega actually used to make pinball machines.
Well,
Yep.
there you go.
That's true.
Well, there you
'Cause I
have it.
remember them when I went to Great Adventure. When I went to Great
Yeah.
Adventure, Sega did have
Yeah.
pinball machines. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Sega actually made a few pinball machines. They didn't make that many. They were nowhere. Pinball. It's again a lot like the video game
Right.
industry. Volume.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of these companies, Bally, Gottlieb, Williams, Sega, Data East, but out of all of them,
Data East. Yeah.
Sega made the fewest amount of pinballs.
Yeah.
Most of these other companies, man, they would make a ton of different pinball machines, but very few of them would gain mainstream popularity. I remember reading somewhere where in a year, it was estimated that out of all the pinball machines that were released in a year, of every single company, if you collated them all together, only 10 to maybe 20% of all the machines released in a year by all those different companies would gain mainstream acceptance to the point where it was feasible and it made sense for them to keep assembling. Because, just like there's assembly lines for cars, there were literally assembly lines for pinball machines.
Yeah.
So-
Created so many jobs.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And most of those machines, and I'm telling you, people don't realize it. Within the metropolitan Chicago, Illinois area, for a long time, Chicago, Illinois employed thousands of people to make pinball machines.
Right.
Because it was
Think
the
of
new
Detroit.
phenom. It was the boom.
Think of
Yeah, it was the
Detroit.
new phenom. Yeah.
Detroit got
Detroit was a
Ford,
car, right?
General
Yeah.
Motors,
Right.
Chrysler, and then back in the day, American Motors.
Right.
So you had all those different plants in southeastern Michigan,
Crazy.
just pumping out cars 24/7.
Right.
Well, in Chicago, 3.5 hours away from Detroit, in Chicago, Illinois, you had almost as many factories pumping out pinball machines 24/7, employing thousands of people. But Sega, out of all of them, pumped out the least amount.
Exactly.
So to tie in what you were saying, Legal, as far as like, okay, within Sonic, you know what? We're going to implement certain aspects of what we used to do
Right.
that very few people know about it. And we're going to put that into our main franchise.
But that
and
was
it
smart for nostalgia. That was great.
Oh,
for
yeah, it
nostalgia,
worked.
man.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, it was beautiful. It
Yeah.
worked perfectly. Perfectly. And it further differentiated Sonic from Mario. Mario wasn't doing that.
Nope.
You could argue Mario couldn't do it. I
He
mean,
couldn't.
seriously.
That's right.
Couldn't.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's facts.
But
That's
basically,
So I
facts.
just wanted to drop that in there.
No, it's good.
yeah, I mean, and that's the whole thing, man. It's like, I think that people don't understand also today, when you talk about console war, it came from the sense of competition. It
That's
really
all.
came from, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. It wasn't even between the gamers, man. It was
No.
really these companies.
It's
It was the
right. Just
companies
showing off their
that
tech.
were fighting for. They were
Right, for
fighting you.
respect.
They were
Right.
fighting for the marketing
Right.
mind share, and
Right.
for your, I guess you could say, advertising dollars. That
That's
because
right.
back then Christmas was it, man. Like, yo,
That's right.
you knew that toy, you knew whatever this and that. It was like, yo, okay, we're gonna put it out at Christmas or the holidays, and it was a real thing back then. So, but the thing was, it was really just about the companies fighting to get the gamers, to get the public's attention.
That's right.
Where we're at now is because of YouTube, man. And it's
Right.
crazy because that's what it is. It's just a bunch of gamers arguing with each other. And they're
Right.
arguing with each other about stuff that they don't know about. And
Right.
and it's like, man,
And
what
they
we're
say
talking
stuff that
about,
don't. The definitions are off. Like you
yeah,
can't just you
and it's
can't
like,
just say
yeah,
fanboy that loosely, man, and not understand what you're talking about.
yeah,
It's okay to be a fanboy of what you want. Just don't be an idiot. That's all, man. Know
exactly.
Right.
what you're
But
talking
Right.
they
about.
Yeah.
don't,
Right.
yeah, and
Yeah.
they don't understand that
No.
it all comes from competition. Because I can go back as a kid. I remember, and I'll make you laugh, and I'm sure y'all might remember this. Yo, there was the Channel 7 cartoon Ghostbusters, and there was a Channel 11 Ghostbusters, and they
Right.
both had toys, and they both had, their own vehicles, and it was like, yo,
Yeah.
Ghostbusters with Channel 7, it was based off of the Ghostbusters the movie,
The
but if you
movie.
was playing
Right.
with if you was playing with toys like Ghostbusters from Channel 11, yo, it was to us, it was some bootleg Ghostbusters. You
It
know what I'm saying?
was because it
And
didn't
then
make
the
sense.
same
Yeah.
argument, right? The
That's
same
right.
argument over WWF was better. People thought WWF was better than WCW, but then
That's
the
right.
Monday Night Wars came. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. That's
People like
facts.
WCW better because it was more risque. It was more, for teenagers
And it was
and
more
stuff
on the
like that.
ground level. It was more on the ground. Exactly.
Exactly.
When you
And my
started
whole point,
respecting it, and it
Maliku,
took WCW
right?
a lot of years for people to start
Exactly.
noticing the differences, even in the wrestling moves and everything. You're right, man. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
So
You're right,
it
because I
all.
remember
Mhm.
it actually made Hulk Hogan and them join the WCW because people were like, "Yo, Hulk
Exactly.
Hogan and them, they be doing that too much fake stuff. He ain't no true wrestler." Had to
Hmm.
get him over there. Hulk Hogan had to get banged up.
Exactly.
That's why Ric
I
Flair
mean,
has
yep.
that respect because Ric Flair
Exactly.
actually came from them ground rooted. The King
Yep.
Lawler, Jerry the King Lawler, all of them dudes came from the
Yeah.
ground rooted wrestling rings for real, for real, for real. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. And it's
That's
like
right,
basically
bro.
it all stems back from the sense of competition.
That's right.
And I think that this generation don't understand that it's not about competition no more. You just
Right.
run your mouth. You run
Right.
your
You
mouth
don't
because you
even.
know somebody that
Right.
knows somebody that's an insider, or because
Right.
somebody put up this YouTube video. Now you
Right.
want to make a same video but put your own twist on it. That's
Facts.
not console wars.
That's right,
Console
bro.
Right.
wars was about what made the consoles different and
Yeah.
why I should purchase it. And
Woo.
and
He's
New
on. He's
Legal,
on
you
fire
said
with
it
that one,
too.
Sherm.
And
They
New
ain't
Legal,
doing that.
you
They're
said it.
not doing that.
Yep. Yep. New
Who's
Legal,
doing
you
that?
said it. Like, oh,
Right. Because
yo,
it
one
takes a
dude
person
was
to
like,
study it, to study what's being
one
out
dude,
there, to know how to do it.
yep. One dude was telling me in school about Super Castlevania, and I was like,
Right.
wow. I was like, okay. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I remember Castlevania for Nintendo. He was like,
Right.
nah, you gotta play Super Castlevania. It's crazy, blah blah blah. And it was real simple. Like, well, yo, come to my house. I'll show you.
That's right.
That's how it always was, man.
That's right.
And that's how you became a gamer. If you love
That's right.
Genesis, you knew somebody that knew Super Nintendo. If you knew somebody that got the Sega Master System and they never played Alex Kidd, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Alex
Right.
Kidd
Right.
and stuff like
Right.
that, man. Right? Then somebody who had a Nintendo. But it was just like it was the differences of the system, man.
That's true.
And I think
The
that right now,
differences. That's it.
yeah, I think right now, this generation, I'm just bringing it full circle, it's become very toxic. And I see why Phil Spencer and a lot of the things that they used to do, like they don't talk about sale numbers no more.
That's right.
They don't talk about this no more.
They don't want to feed into the idiocy. Right.
Yeah, they realize how toxic that gaming has become. And yo, Phil Spencer and them and everybody else, even the Sony dudes, they will keep it real with you. They want you to buy all the systems because it supplies the video game industry. When you cause a very what's that word I'm trying to find? When you cause a very man, it's the word I always say. Separatist. When you cause a very separatist mentality where it's like, yo, we only PlayStation and we only Xbox. Yo, like, okay, we don't mind you waving your flag and repping what you love, but the truth is, it goes back to my man Sherminator. The origin and the genesis of going back to the 20s, he said, yo, with the pinball machines, yo, it goes back to us putting quarters up like, yo, I got next, yo. I got next, you know what I'm saying? And if you took somebody's quarter, you was getting into a fist fight right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Or the one dude, see Sherminator might remember that, right?
That's right. That's true.
It's like,
put your quarters on the deck. Put your quarters on the board, bro.
How about the one dude that was so nice and how about the one dude that was so nice? I'm taking y'all back to '87. Fighting Street. It wasn't even Street Fighter. It was Fighting Street.
I remember
this
that.
dude, and it'll be some dude that knocked everybody off the machine, yo. He's just that nice. He's just that nice, man. Right? Yo, it all came from competition. But the problem is we're not being competitive no more.
You know what? You know what? You know why? You know why? Now watch this. Now watch this. I sense something called a fear factor, right?
Yeah, I agree.
People now, Sherminator and General says something that bothers me, right? Where I see that people just don't think that, well, what would gaming be like if Sony disappeared? Or, hey, listen, let me tell y'all something, bro.
Somebody else will come
Sega there you go. Sega disappeared, didn't it? And we're still here, right? Living happily ever after. Okay. Let's stop with the notion that
LJN, Acclaim, there's no more Acclaim, no LGN.
Where's Konami at? Where's Konami at now?
Konami,
you see what I'm saying? Let's stop
Konami went back to doing Pinko. They did Pinko machines.
There you go. Let's stop with the nonsense of thinking that. Oh, because here's the thing. I'm all for people playing the games wherever they want to play. I'm all for that. What I'm not for is a gaming company bull crapping their customers. Okay? And when you start bull crapping your customers, I could care less about your success. You see what I'm saying? That's where it comes to where if you can't compete right, see, because now I made a bold prediction.
Yeah.
See, Sony is the one who could not compete right. When they came into the scene with Crash Bandicoot, they made the video.
Oh, talk about it.
They made the blogs talking about, yo, we got a character that's gonna kill off Mario. What if they've been saying their whole entity when they came out with Drive Club, because Forza came out and smashed Gran Turismo away, smoked it in little pieces.
The Forza killer.
What did they say, General?
Killzone.
It's the what?
Halo.
It's the
Forza
what?
Killer. Yeah.
And what was Killzone? Thank you.
And Killzone was the Halo killer.
Thank you. Now, and the last one. And the last one. Last but not least, y'all. This is their whole lifespan. Since 1990, what, 96? Now, what's this? The
95.
last one they said.
95.
That's right. The last one that they said was going to kill off, and this was the funniest one. The Order of 1886 is the Gears Award killer.
Gears killer.
That was the funniest. Now that's
that
when
game needed cough syrup. That game needed cough syrup.
Now Sherminator in general, I'm all for competition when it makes sense. Now watch this.
Yeah, come right.
Right, come right. Don't come stupid. Because that's when I said. I know, sir.
Yes,
that's when I said.
No.
Right,
no,
that's when I said.
Something, brother.
Okay, hold that thought.
Go ahead.
Hold that thought.
No. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Okay, you got it.
Finish your thought.
So that's when I said, you know what? Enough is enough. I've had enough with Sony always trying to kill off somebody. But then as soon as somebody flex on Sony, Sony is not doing well with their money, and now they get compassionate for Sony. Well, you shouldn't want Sony to go away. You should be happy with all these companies. Shut up. Because the only time you say that is when you start to see a dent in Sony, and then that's when you want to say that. But I'm here to say this. That's been a part of their community. They've said some of the dumbest crap as far to compete that has nothing to do with gaming. When they said 1080p makes you a better gamer, they're lying to you. See, that's when it becomes about lying.
Even when they said that, man.
Right.
What?
When they said God of War makes you a better father, makes you a better dad, that's when they're lying. And that's when
wait.
Yeah,
this
bro.
is brainwashing tactics.
What did they say?
No,
they said God of War.
Yeah, I'm being serious, sir.
Dead serious. Yep.
Go look it up.
Quote. Say that
again.
Yeah,
go
look it up.
God of War makes you will make you a better father, bro. I'm not.
The new one that just came out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, bro. I'm not lying to you, bro.
Wait, come on. You're just making stuff up now.
No. Go. You can go look this up.
Nope.
I put that on everything, bro. Yup.
Yoshida said that.
Yep.
Bro, Sony.
Yoshida
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, bro. Listen. I'm not. It's like right. It almost comes to where it's brainwashing, man. And then they got the nerve to talk about Xbox.
Hilarious.
It don't get no
That's
more.
Hilarious.
Right. It doesn't get no more program than that, bro.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like, come on.
That's crazy.
I can't.
You know what that is? That's cultish.
Right.
It is.
That's that silly stuff.
It is.
And that's when it goes
That's
beyond competition. So now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, you brought up resolution, you brought up, you brought up performance, you brought up power, which none of those have anything to do with gaming.
Nothing.
See, now if they said graphics or they said frame rate, then yeah, that because that's what we talked about. That's what Intellivision brought up when they were making their commercials. It was about graphics.
Yeah.
It's like look what this can do, and look how this looks, and look how this looks. That's what it was about. So then they come up with this fanboy stuff because now that came out of the Sony community. Why did they come up with fanboy stuff? Because there was people in the Xbox community and people in the Nintendo community that had a strong stance as to why they played their console, and because they resisted to buy PlayStation, the most popular console. Now they're called fanboys because all y'all are gonna see is those dog poo games you play over there. Y'all don't see nothing else. Well, man, listen, let me tell you something. Maybe it's because those fans are really true fans and they're not brainwashed fans. Like maybe some of them been out longer than you have. Maybe some of them just appreciate good old gaming and they're not brainwashed. And they ain't listening to all that dumb stuff. And maybe maybe because they understand that the popularity console doesn't mean I have to have it to play good games. Like maybe I like good games on other consoles. See, there's so many variables that go into it. Now, when you hear somebody that's defending their console, the only thing they have to say today is, "Oh, he's a fanboy." They're so quick to say that, but you gotta understand why they say that, because they don't know nothing. They don't know anything. So what's the quickest thing for them to say? "Oh, he's a fanboy. He just talks about Xbox or Nintendo. He's just a fanboy." No, he's not a fanboy. He's somebody that knows his console, unlike you.
Exactly.
The truth is you don't know your console. And you don't have a reason other than, "Oh, my console sold this much," or oh this game sold this much. That's all you have. So I will say you die by that. Like I said, you said it was all about resolution. You said it was all about power. You said it was all about games. So shall it be next generation. We ain't changing the narrative now simply because it doesn't fit your console. Oh, hell no. You gonna get this work. You gonna line yourself up.
Get these hands.
You gonna get them hands, bro. You gonna get your lunch money taken. Because when that console, like I said, is gonna feed you VR games, VR games, because it's gonna lack games, little games. It's gonna lack, and Sony's gonna try to sell you them VR games. I want all you PlayStation fans, y'all better have your hands up saying, "Oh, I got the VR. I'm playing this VR game. I better not see none of you lames talk about, oh, I don't have it. Why? What the hell? What do you mean you don't have it? What are you talking about? You don't have that VR? Because now it's been confirmed that Sony doesn't have any blockbuster exclusive launch titles. What are y'all gonna say now?
Nope.
What do you got to say now?
Yep.
And you think Xbox ain't gonna slowly keep knocking out these games? They got 12. 12, bro. Xbox OG brought out 13 exclusive launch titles. Well, 13 exclusives for its console. This is instant replay, bro. Y'all are gonna get a glimpse of what it was like to be back in the future as a true Xbox fan. You gonna get this smoke. It ain't gonna, bro. We're gonna have these games. We're gonna have AAA games. We're gonna have AA games. We're gonna have single A games. We're gonna have so many games that's gonna make you guys sick to y'all's stomach. And none of us are gonna be talking about, oh look, the power. Oh look. What we're gonna be talking about is what gaming is all about. Damn, man, you see these frame rates? Right. You see the HDR in this game? The frame rates? Look at this performance. Oh my goodness, you see the graphics? While y'all are going to be sitting over here waiting to play games. And I'm here to tell y'all right now, the content will remain the same for you. Walk along, hold your hand, soap opera games. You will have those games.
Let me get my tissue.
I'm telling you right now. You're going to have those games.
Let me get my emotions.
That's right. Yep. Get them emotions ready.
The same formula.
Because that's right. Because Sony told you what you're getting. So we don't want to hear that, oh, why I want these games. And stop wanting Xbox games, please. You bought a PlayStation for a reason. There you go. You bought a PlayStation for a reason.
Right.
Stop wanting your PlayStation to be Xbox, because it can't be.
You know, you know what I find interesting? You just mentioned an extremely valid point. And it's a point that, like, you know, there's just certain things about the gaming industry that just really burns my toast.
They burn your biscuits. We got you.
That's right.
You know, I mean, you know, a lot of it I can brush off.
Right.
Like, okay. You know, and again, I didn't see a lot, so it doesn't take a lot. It very little surprises me.
Right.
And even less than that pisses me off.
Right.
But what you just mentioned, that falls in the category. It's like, here's the one thing, and you know, when you talk about the difference that exists between the two, like you said, you hear folks, you hear the Sony fans always talk about, yeah, why can't we get Gears? Why can't we get, you know, this, that? I mean, for crying out loud, they're still crying because they don't have Cuphead.
Right.
I mean, seriously.
But these are the same fan base. These are the same fan base that all they ever talked about was their exclusives. So if you're not happy about it,
that's the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
But see, that's the point I'm trying to make. Now, I've never seen it happen. I can only speak for myself. If the two of you have seen it happen, by all means, correct me right here, right now. But I have never, ever seen anybody within the Xbox community cry and whine.
That's right.
How come we can't have God of War?
That's right.
How come we can't have Spider-Man?
Right.
How come I've never heard any of us.
Right.
Never.
Not once.
Never.
Not once, bro. Because you know why?
Not
We done played enough of them damn games. We
That's
are
right.
the Xbox community.
That's right.
Where we
That's right.
are the ones that rebelled. When Sega, we are those people that came from Sega. And the reason why we went to Sega is because of a new experience. We got tired of jumping on a turtle shell.
We was the
Right.
Dreamcast team.
We're the
Yep.
Brother,
yeah, we got,
you really preaching right now because
Right.
yeah, that's another history lesson
right.
because a lot of people don't know
That's right.
Don't.
that
The
the
migration
OG
came from
Xbox.
Dreamcast. That's right.
That's right. The
That's
OG
facts.
Xbox, half of the development team came from Sega.
That's exactly
Talk
right.
about it.
When
Talk about it.
Right.
when Microsoft was in talks to buy Sega outright, the whole company.
Right.
The whole company. Yep. I
Back-
remember that.
That's true.
It was
That's
in
true.
the game.
Right.
It was in the
That's
game.
that's why we
I
ended
remember
up
that.
getting
That's
all
right.
those Sega games because it was in
That's
talks.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
It was in talks.
Because
But Sega just
initially,
realized, well, you know what? We'll just stay like we are, and we'll sell games
we'll
to the
just
whole
be a
community.
third-party
We'll
company.
just, there you go.
We'll just be a third-party company.
That's right.
But initially,
Yeah.
Microsoft, I mean, it was literally like, okay, 12 midnight, the deal's going to be done, and Microsoft is going to own Sega outright. And at 11:45, that's when Sega was like, no,
You're
you know
right.
what, we're not going to do that. But I mean, up to that point, it was
I
a
swear, I
done
think
deal.
Sony.
And I'm
I think
and the
Sony
reason
has
why I
something
know
to do
this,
with that. I think Sony and
well,
Japan has something to do with that.
yeah, not really, kind of, sort
Not
of, but
really?
not really. And the reason why I
Okay.
personally know, because I had a real good friend of mine who was a programmer
Oh,
at
nice.
Microsoft,
Okay.
and he told me
Okay.
the whole deal while it was going down,
Wow.
because I didn't even believe him.
Talk
And
to us,
he kept
Sherm.
saying, okay, you know what? You know what's going
Right.
okay, this is about to happen. And within a couple
Yeah.
of weeks, you're gonna hear about it. And I'm
Wow.
like, yeah, right. And then within a couple of weeks, bam, it would happen. And I'll be like, Rodney, what's up, man? And so he said, I told you,
Right.
brother. I told you. And I mean, and he was just dropping tidbits. But he was like, at the time, he was like, man, you can't say jack to nobody.
Yeah, you can't say
You'll
nothing.
get me
Yeah.
fired.
Right.
He said, you would
right.
get me fired. And so I kept it all to myself. But he was, man, every little bit he told me,
What was coming
he
to
was
light?
like, yeah, man. Oh, and it was, I mean, 100%. He didn't miss one detail, even to the point where after the deal fell through, certain aspects of it still stayed in place. So one of those biggest aspects was when the OG Xbox released, if you remember, Xbox
Yeah.
Live wasn't ready yet.
That's
It
true.
wasn't ready yet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Xbox Live went online a year
a
later.
year after. That's right.
But that was because Sega was actually running Xbox Live the first 2 years it was in existence.
Wow. Okay.
Xbox Live, because if you remember, when Xbox Live went online, when it actually went, quote unquote, went live,
Right.
remember SegaNet?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Well, if you remember, when Xbox Live turned on, SegaNet turned off. Almost
Yeah,
at the
that's
same
true.
time.
That's true. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
That's
yeah.
well, the reason why is because they literally transferred everything over to Xbox
Wow.
Live. Xbox Live, the first 2 years it was in existence, was literally SegaNet. They just
Gotcha.
called it Xbox Live.
Right.
That's crazy, yo. Wow.
Yeah, man. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that. I didn't even know that, man.
Yes, it's
Now, that's a fun fact. That's a fun fact.
It's true. It's true. So all I'm saying is that the two of them were I mean, I'm telling you, it was literally a done deal.
Right.
And to me personally, I wish it had happened because
Right.
Mm.
Because it's
right,
that. It's that.
because think
right.
about it.
It's that
The
culture
one
aspect,
area,
man.
I mean, Microsoft is big here in the United States.
Yeah.
Xbox
Yeah.
is big here in the United States. Xbox is big in Europe. Xbox is not really that big in Japan.
In Japan, right?
No, it's not.
Right. It needs
If
that.
they had bought
Right.
Sega,
Yeah.
that would have given them a foothold in Japan.
That's true.
Easily.
And who knows where they would be right now.
Because we
as
know
far as over there in the Asian market.
that's true. Because
Yeah.
we
yeah,
know
true.
the reason why the 360 was so successful was because of Xbox Live Arcade. It had
Absolutely.
all that mixture of
That's right.
games, and it was a lot of
That's
games
right.
that were overseas that got a
And
chance
don't
to be
forget-
played on it.
And don't
Right.
forget, every game had a demo, which was brilliant, bro. That was
Uh-huh.
a brilliant chess move. Every game had
That
a
was
demo.
a brilliant chess
Every
move,
game.
man. That's right.
Brilliant chess move.
You
Yep.
could demo
Yep.
it. So that you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was, dude. Oh, man, I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
that's true. I
the
love that, man.
the
That was
the
Summer
360 is the most
strong.
Arcade.
successful overseas
Summer
console
Arcade was
for
amazing.
Microsoft.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, and you know, it's funny because, and just full disclosure, I
Right.
did it too. When the Xbox One hit the market and they stopped with the demos,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was one of those. I was one of the millions
That's it.
who
What is going
complained.
on? That's right. And they
Yeah.
had to put it
Yeah.
back up on
Yeah.
their preview programs
Yeah,
and all
and
that
I
stuff. That's
cried
right.
and complained, and you know, and the whole while, Big Phil was like, you know what? Just be patient. Just be patient. You'll see. You'll get it. You'll understand
Yeah.
why in a little bit. Just
Yeah.
be patient. It's coming. You will see why we
Mhm.
decided to drop the demos.
Right.
And it took a while, but now has anybody even thought about the demos outside of us having this
You're
conversation?
right.
No, because of
No.
Game Pass.
That's right.
Because of
Exactly.
Game
The
Pass.
Game Pass.
Who needs
Yeah.
demos
Yeah.
when you got Game Pass?
When you can just
Pass.
there
Yep.
you go. Who needs demos now? That's
Who
exactly
needs it?
right, man.
You got Game Pass.
That's right.
I mean, so again,
And
it's
you
one
know
of
what? You know what,
those.
Sherman? I didn't want to stop you right there, but Sherman's right.
Go ahead.
And you know what the funny
Go
part
ahead.
about it is that through Game Pass, the developers get their freedom right. Xbox
Yep.
Live, the publishers got their freedom right. See, it still costs Microsoft money to have those games sitting in Xbox Live Arcade. And see, they had to sit in there
Exactly.
regardless.
Yeah. Exactly.
But now
Yeah.
there's a better program. Instead of it going to the publishers, it goes outright to the developers. The developers now
Right.
get that $2 or $3
Yeah.
incentive for their games,
Right.
and as long as their games are sitting up in there, they're getting paid.
Hmm.
They're getting paid.
Not only do
Microsoft,
they get paid.
that's right. Microsoft
Go
ain't
ahead.
even getting paid. The only time
Yeah.
Microsoft gets paid is when we install the game, because
Right.
Exactly.
Microsoft has made themselves so accessible now that okay, let me put it like this, people. You're gonna get a class. This is a class session moment right here. Pull your chairs up. When you get into higher brackets of money, there's this old saying, and I've said it before, which much given, there's much demand from you.
Yep.
Microsoft is a $1 trillion company. Do you know that they have to give more money now just to sustain
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
So a
true.
program like Game Pass now sustains them. They will keep money now instead of losing it, because when you get so high up, you have to start finding ways to get rid of money in order to keep your money.
Right. Yeah.
You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Which is
So
millions.
Microsoft,
Boost is millions.
that's right. So Microsoft created Game Pass, saying, "Hey, listen, give the damn money to these developers. Give them the money.
Mhm.
They're the ones that need it, because hey, we
Mhm.
have to put our money somewhere. So why
Mhm.
waste our money? Let's do something for the industry to make the industry better." For the first time now, you don't have publishers in it on the stage anymore. We are back to where we're supposed to be. Appreciating the people who really
Right.
make the games. They're the ones that are on
Yep.
the stage now. You hear them talking
Right.
now about their games.
Right.
And now
That's right.
Microsoft says, listen, we'll put you in a program that your game, if it's popular, can stay in. Because you remember, it used to be 30 days switch out. Now it's longer than that.
Yep.
Your game may stay in there for 90 days now,
Oh
depending on
man.
the popularity.
Longer
Yep.
than that.
Maybe longer
Longer
than
than
that.
that, man.
But as
Yeah.
long as your game is sitting in there,
Yeah.
you're getting paid. Now look,
Mhm.
you're no longer having to rely on retail sales anymore. Hint, hint. Hey,
Exactly.
General, who
Yeah.
was the guy?
Yeah.
Who was the developer that said it was Oxenfree? Who said, man,
Yeah, the dude from
My game-
Oxenfree.
talk about it.
Yep.
Talk about
I can
it.
tell you the whole story. The guy from Oxenfree, he actually, put the game out independently, and they made a little bit of money, whatever. But he said when he put that game in Game Pass, that it not only made money, it makes so much money. It really, benefited his company. And he saw. So once it was in Game Pass, and with Game Pass, people play games that they never played before.
That's right.
So he said that the popularity of Game Pass and all the revenue they made from Game Pass, well, now people on the PlayStation and people on the PC, and if it's on the Switch, they want to play it too. So it was revenue coming from everywhere, and that's how they was able to get the revenue, and I guess you say the budget for After Party. You know what I'm saying? So Game Pass is a game changer. It really is, man.
Changer.
Like,
yeah. Oh,
it's a game changer, man.
Yo,
look,
where's Hellblade at right now? Where's Hellblade right now? In Game Pass, right?
Pass.
Ninja Theory sitting up there just cashing it. Ain't got to do nothing, but that game's sitting in there just cashing. Now, when somebody downloads it from there, why do you think we get a discount? Because man, Microsoft doesn't need it. You're getting a discount, and you might even get up to 20% discount if that game is on a sale or something. Because you can buy it. You can play it. You can download it for free, or you can downright buy it. And it's a shame because Halo Reach was going for like $9 or something.
Yeah.
Free on Game Pass, but $9. But it had a special. It had a holiday special, $2 off. So the damn game was $7. Yo, I bought the game because what is $7, man? So what do you think happened? Look at 343. 343 is cashing in on Halo Reach. And then what happened? We come to find out that on the PC Game Pass, over 2 million gamers bought the damn game. But yet, we listen to these haters, and they say Halo is dead. Or nobody plays Halo anymore. No, idiot.
Yeah, right.
You got people who haven't played Halo, who've been sitting up there hating on Xbox. But watch the craftiness of the people of Xbox. They're saying, well, we know you won't buy our console. We know you gotta live up to your pride, and that's okay. But we're gonna keep putting these Xbox games out here, and we don't care what platform you're on. Once you buy that game, you bought into Xbox, and for that, we are eternally grateful because you guys are the ones that are gonna make sure we get games like Hellblade 2, Bleeding Edge,
Exactly.
Ori and the Willow of the Wisp. See, you guys are doing that for us because Microsoft has finally told people like me and the General and Sherminator that you guys have put in over almost 20 years of your contribution here. Take Game Pass, sit back, and get all your first-party games for nothing. While all these haters and all these people who think because they got a PC and they got this, that they'll buy these games, and they're not even knowing that all they're doing is making sure you guys continually do not have to pay for any of your damn games. Sit back and play your damn games while we sit back and collect this money. Game Pass was for us, man. It was for the fans. It was a thank you card. All these haters are blinded and don't even realize they're donating to the Xbox cause.
Exactly.
I'm going to repeat this one last time before we end this show. We don't care where you play your Xbox game. See, I'm going to keep saying that. I don't care if you play it on your built-in rig PC. I don't care if you play it on your cell phone. We could care less what you do with it, but all we care is that do you like it?
Phil doesn't care.
Phil could care less.
Phil doesn't care if you even use a PlayStation controller.
He don't care. Long as you in the ecosystem.
Don't you love that?
Go ahead, use your PlayStation controller.
Go ahead.
We don't care.
Hey, man. You know what? Use your PlayStation controller if you don't even like the Xbox controller, damn it. Just buy the damn game. Just shut up and buy the damn game.
Man, I thought that was hilarious.
That
when
was
he revealed
hilarious.
that, I laughed.
I laughed
so
dude.
hard. I was like,
laughing
that's
my mind
genius.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, that's genius.
Because we
That
already
is
got Simply Gone.
genius.
We already got Havoc. Don't you realize that your company is a customer to us? It needs our programs in order to make games. Don't you
Right,
realize
right.
that your company pays us? We don't go to your company. They come to us. Who you
Yeah.
think we are?
Us.
Yeah, man.
We're Mr.
Yeah.
Big
Hey,
Bank.
man.
We're
Man,
Mr.
people
Big
forget
Bank.
that.
And you forgot.
People
People
forget
forget
that,
that.
So don't
They
get
do.
mad
They
because we got these games. You're doing it
Yeah.
for us. So let's give it up. Give it up for the people outside of Xbox that hate on Xbox, but buy these Xbox games that make sure we got the best games out there. Let's give it up for them. Because of you
Oh man, that's hilarious.
out there, you're
Right.
right. Because of you out there in your little feeble little mice mind, you think that by not buying a console in which Bill Gates, when he helped promote this Xbox from the 4 to 5 computer tech guys within Microsoft who created the Xbox, Bill Gates said, I could care less about that damn console. Bill Gates said, because if it was up to me, I would sell it for free. People would come into the stores and just grab the damn thing. They said, well, why is that, Bill Gates? He said that because Bill Gates said, because I want it in all the homes. I want it in as many homes as I can. Because once I get it there, I got this secret called services. And we're going to talk about that damn services. Because there was something back in the 80s that y'all think that Game Pass is new, but it was this thing called Play Cable. And Play Cable was the very first Game Pass. It was the competitor that was smacking in television.
You know what?
Yeah.
Remember Play
I
Cable?
forgot about that.
Because
That's
you
true.
called
I forgot all about that.
1-800-962-9132 and you paid for $12 a month or something like that. It was like 20 bucks a month. And you played 25 video games of the hottest video games out. That was Game Pass back in the day.
You're right. I forgot all about that.
Who was the guy that the Japanese developer reached out to from Japan when he came to America? Who did he call? Bill Gates. And he said the one thing he was expecting Bill Gates to do was to put his nose up in the air to him. And Bill Gates welcomed him in and said, come sit down with me. Because I've got this thing called the MSX. I'm coming up with the same concept. Well, he says, I can't believe it. No, I marvel at you coming all the way from Japan to meet me. So what did Bill Gates do? He went over there secretly, and he helped a Japanese empire. He helped people like Kojima. Metal Gear wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Microsoft. They built a gaming computer. And it was like the beatbox machine for hip hop fans.
Right.
The 808 drum beat machine. He built something like that. They gave him the foundation, right? So they got on that MSX and they got the pushing on buttons. They got the programming. Oh, look what we can do. And from that, the Japanese culture was able to thrive in video games. It took a person that was mighty young with a lot of bank. Let me say that again. Big bank. To do that. Bill Gates was never a person about shrinking. Bank, right, he was never about destroying other companies. Do you realize IBM is here because Microsoft loved them, had mercy on them. Apple is here because Microsoft has mercy on them. Do you think
Apple was at death's door?
Apple was in great danger.
Apple was at death's door.
At death's door.
Bill Gates
and Microsoft
and
said, guess what? They made up. And guess what Microsoft said?
Sure enough.
Microsoft said, you know what, bro? We're the quiet mouse in the field. We're gonna act like we don't even. We're not even gonna. We act like we didn't save you. We ain't gonna say nothing. Y'all just keep on doing what you do. And that's what Microsoft did. How dare you? How dare you bring Sony to the table? How dare you bring Sony to our round table as an offering? And us guys look at that as, and we are to be pleased. Man, if you don't remove that damn thing off our table, that's a defect offering. That offering is void. Take that offering off this table before we smite you. Because Sony can do nothing, absolutely nothing for Microsoft. Microsoft can buy Sony over 100 times.
Oh my goodness.
Are you serious?
Man.
Sony ain't got no bank like Microsoft. Are you kidding me? Are you serious
Bruh.
right now?
I mean, seriously. I
Really?
mean,
You bringing
really, and that's
Sony to
something
the
that people
table
don't
as a
think about.
sacrifice?
People
Bro,
don't. You're
listen.
right, right. People.
Microsoft has
Yeah.
money in Apple because Microsoft saved Apple. When you buy Apple
Wow.
products, there's a
Right.
percentage
You
of that
actually
that goes
contributing
to
to
you.
Microsoft.
Say
To
it again,
Microsoft.
Shermanator.
Wow.
Yep.
Say that again,
That's
Shermanator.
crazy.
Yeah.
And you
It's a
guys want to
yeah.
talk
When
about
you.
console
Yep.
wars?
That
You
was
guys
part
want
of
to
the
talk
deal that
about?
they made.
That's the deal.
So basically,
baby.
Microsoft gets a percentage.
You
Oh,
damn right they
look,
do.
every
Dude, they
every
saved them.
iPhone, every
Wow.
Right.
iPhone,
They saved them, bro.
every iPad,
That's
Wow.
right.
everything with Apple's logo on it.
That's right.
That's
When
crazy,
people
bro.
buy it,
I
when
didn't know
people
that.
buy it,
Whoa.
no. When look seriously, that's legal is 100%
Bro, they saved
right.
them.
When Apple back in the day,
Mhm.
you know, everybody knows, and to be honest, Apple, they don't even like have a problem discussing it as far as where
No.
they were.
That's right.
There was a time, man, Apple was like, they were on the verge of bankruptcy.
That's right, bro.
Wow.
They almost
crazy.
went out of business.
That's right.
That's crazy.
And the sad part about it was it was Steve Jobs' fault.
Right.
Oh wow.
I mean,
Rest his
Yeah, that's
soul.
oh
right.
yeah, Steve.
He kept pushing it,
Steve
pushing it,
Jobs,
pushing it. Yeah.
Steve Jobs technically
He was a madman.
visionary.
Yeah.
He was a madman.
Technically, he
A
was a
madman
visionary.
visionary. Yeah,
But-
madman visionary.
Right. But he didn't really have the business sense.
Right.
Oh.
And so
okay.
so for a long time, I don't know if you guys remember, but Steve Jobs had the shareholders kicked him out the company.
That's right. That's facts.
This is the part that this is the part that doesn't get talked about.
That's facts.
For years, Steve Jobs had nothing to do with Apple because the shareholders were like, look, you know,
Wow.
you talented as far as your technical
Right.
expertise, but business wise, this ain't working.
ROI.
So we've
Now-
all
now-
taken a
ROI.
vote.
Now
Return on
watch
And they were
this. Now
like, you
watch
got
this,
to
Sherm.
go.
Now watch this, Sherm.
Wow.
There's a difference between Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Because you got them haters that say, well, Bill Gates don't run Microsoft anymore. You know what? You're damn right. But here's the difference.
You don't have to.
They sat Mike. Well, that's for one. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
They sat Bill Gates down because Bill Gates was outdated. Bill Gates' mindset was set in the late 70s, early 80s, all the way to the early 90s. He couldn't come up with the
Yeah.
new technology advancements and understand this new culture. So when
Right.
Bill Gates sat down, you got a dude named Satyala Nadella,
There you go.
whose
Yeah.
brain is
Yeah, Satya.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Now watch this.
Yeah.
Even he had to humble himself and listen to somebody like Phil Spencer. Let me tell y'all.
Yep.
You're
Microsoft-
getting ahead because first it was Gates, then it was
But then it was
the
Steve
owner of the
Ballmer.
Clippers now.
Yeah, Steve
Right,
Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer, and
But
then
he was
Yeah,
he
then
was a
Satya.
tyrant. Right. He was a
Yeah,
tyrant.
Yeah, a lot of people.
He brought the people
yeah.
down. But you want to
Yeah.
know why?
The-
You
yeah.
want to know why? Because he was a raw, uncut competitor. And I'm gonna tell y'all right
Right.
now,
He was.
Steve Ballmer would have brought Sony to the ground. He would have
Yeah.
brought Sony to the
Oh,
ground.
I
He would
I
have
think
fought
Steve
all the way.
Ballmer would have.
Oh yeah,
Steve
bro.
Ballmer would have just bought him. I think he would have bought him.
Yeah.
He just would have
Right.
been like, you
He
know
was
what?
just-
I'm tired of y'all.
That's right.
He would have done a hostile takeover.
Exactly. It would have been I'm telling you, he was like that
Yeah.
kind of guy. So you
Yeah.
can be
Yeah.
happy that that the morale got too low and they got him out. The chairman got him out. You can be
Yeah.
thankful for that because that dude wasn't
Yep.
holding no punches, bro. As you can tell, we had the
Nah.
Xbox only
Well-
logo too on our games, y'all. Don't sit up here in front and make it
Right.
seem like Xbox has always been this passive gaming system. You out your damn mind. We had a sticker
Right.
on our damn things only
Right.
on Xbox. And Steve
Xbox.
Ballmer meant that. He meant that to
Yeah.
the core.
Yeah.
He meant
He
that
did.
to the core. I'm telling you, this dude is a competitor. Why you think he went to the Clippers, yo? He went to the most least
Woo.
desirable team and now got you talking about him. Winning a damn
Right.
championship. This is that
Everybody
guy.
trying to win a championship.
Right.
Yep.
This is that guy. So let's get it right. Now you woke up a silent, humble monster because you picked on him, you made fun of him, and you gonna put some respect on his name. Phil is like, listen, I'm 50 years old. I know gaming. I've been sitting up here in Microsoft since I was 20. I've been in Microsoft for over 30 years. And you're going to sit up here and think that I'm going to make an inferior console? Not only am I going to slap you once in your face, but I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to teach my fan base to let's shut up about these console sales. And I'm going to teach them why, like he did in 2014. He made me stop talking about it because he taught me something. Then as I matured as a gamer, keyword to what my man General's been saying all day, the maturity level. He matured his culture, his customers, and he gave us power or feedback. Yo, I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. I don't know what y'all think, y'all. I'm in this damn business called Microsoft all the time. I don't get a chance to see what's out here in these streets. You guys out here in these streets got to tell me what's up. He said that.
Exactly.
He says, man, look, man, I'm a geek. So I can't come up in here as a leader and be fake to my customers and act like I know everything that needs to be done. I'm going to go and ask my consumers. My customers are going to tell me what's best for this damn platform. I'm not going to tell them that. So I'm going to create a feedback program. And by God, I was tearing that feedback program up. And there's a lot of things that I've said in that feedback program that has come to light. There's a lot of things, man, that has come to light. And I hope
they do listen.
They do. And I hope that the snap feature, my last request is the snap feature. I hope it comes back.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing like that.
Because
there was nothing like that.
They said it took a lot of memory, but on the new
did.
Xbox,
it
the
shouldn't be a
memory's
problem.
gonna be crazy.
Right. And they said it was off of the Windows 8 program. So when Windows 10 came, they couldn't push it over, which I understand.
That makes sense.
But now you have now got to the point where you've been patient, and the cloud is the future. And within cloud, there is no limit to it. It's like the ether of the internet. Everything that we do is in there. It's not lost. It's in there. That's why when you do a crime, they get those people. They get those people, and they open up the internet, and they can find out if you've been doing some malicious activities, even when you're alive or when you die, because the internet is so open that nothing can get erased. It can't really truly get erased. It's all in the ether, man. You can't get rid of it.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? All these algorithms and all that stuff that's in there. Phil Spencer, you have woken up the filler killer. And now, filler killer has turned into a Godzilla with the Xbox. And filler killer is going to get that respect. Look what he did. He sat there and smacked Keeley, bro. He literally smacked him with his own show.
Yeah, he did.
You sitting up here as
you
sitting up here as a Sony fan.
I loved every minute of that.
Right, I don't care that you're a Sony diehard fan. I know that you're a Sony diehard fan. I know you got all these damn orchestras and flutes and violins. You don't have that for Xbox. You always yelling Reggie this, Reggie that, Reggie this, Reggie that. You put your top 10 list. There's hardly any Xbox games around. We get that.
Yep.
But I'm a nice guy.
Gears of War.
Right.
Gears of War.
Yeah,
5,
I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm a boss.
Yeah.
And I run $1 trillion company. Who's Jeff Keighley to me? Who's Jeff Keighley? Matter of fact, he needs me. He needs our theater to run this game.
Our product. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, he is on the board. He is on the board. You know, Phil. Phil's actually on that board with Jeff Keighley's
well, he has to
thing.
Be. He has to be because he's running.
Of course.
He's running. He has to use the. He has to use the theater. And
see, a lot of people. I mentioned that only because a lot of people, you know, when it became obvious that Keighley had no clue that Phil was going to reveal the Series X on his own show. And a lot of people were like, well, wait a minute. How could he not know it's his show?
That's right.
Well, if you think about it, well, Phil is on the council.
That's right.
Mm.
So
now watch this.
He has a certain level of autonomy being on the council.
And watch this. It's your show, but I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you see who has the real power. And the real power comes from the viewership. And look, he let Jeff Keighley push all this hype for his show. He brought my man E-Rock said, the viewers doubled. Or like Hebot said, the viewers doubled. So there really isn't there isn't any really true dummies in this gaming industry anymore. You're a dummy because you want to be. You're a dummy by choice. Because now, like the general said, we got YouTube, we got Twitter, we got Mixer, we got consoles, we got TV shows of gaming. We got GameStop. Nah, bro, you're not dumb by accident. You're dumb because you want to be. And look,
exactly.
And see, Phil Spencer is a man of numbers, right? So he sees Jeff Keighley done tripled the viewers. He done quadrupled the viewers. So now I'm going to let him do all that work for us. And then I'm going to come out with this reveal unlike nothing ever before.
Man,
and look, I'm going to gain all those eyes. That was one of the
funniest things.
Bro, that's one of the funniest. Bro, and look, because he did that, look, Sony ain't going to reveal that damn PlayStation 5 at the Game Awards. It's too late.
Nah,
the Game Awards come out too late. It's in December. Right.
Yep.
They have to come out with it for E3. And look, like I said, if they don't come out with it for E3, they're going to be a laughing stock. Because I'm here to tell you now, Microsoft is coming with that bad boy for E3. You best believe
they're going to do it before. They're going to do it before E3.
Do you think?
Yeah, February.
Yeah, I think they're going to do it.
There's a reveal for the PS5 going to be in February.
Oh, you said I'm talking about the Xbox. I'm talking about the Xbox.
But they're going to have a reveal in April. In April, they're going to have a reveal. They're going to have a reveal.
Think?
Yeah. You can read about it. They're going to have a big reveal for the Xbox, and I think they're going to show off Lockhart. I think that's what it is. They're going to show off Lockhart.
Let me tell you something.
I think Forza 8 is going to be talked about then, too. I think that's like they're going to, talk about Forza 8.
Let me tell you something. Here's what I say. I say reveal some games, but I say use E3 to reveal that console.
Yeah.
Make it work for you.
I thought you were talking about the PS5.
No, the PS5, it's got to come out. But see, that's the thing. The PS5 now has to come out. And that's what I said. It has no option. So Sony is quiet because they don't know what to do. There's no buzz.
They don't.
See, the next buzz, the next big event, see, they know that
Microsoft took it.
That's right.
Microsoft took it from them.
That's right. Their big event.
Nobody was talking about the game of the year at the Game Awards.
Nope.
Microsoft did the exact same thing.
Of the Xbox Series X console was the game of the year.
Microsoft did at the Game Awards they did the exact same play at the Game Awards that they did at E3 when they had Keanu on stage at the beginning of E3.
Yep.
To bring all
the rest of E3, everybody was talking about
how Keanu stepped up on
and Keanu.
That's it.
That's right. And so Microsoft said, "Hey, it worked once. Let's try that again." And so then at the very beginning of the Game Awards, they did the exact same thing, stole the thunder from all the game, and
everything.
Honestly, it was payback. It's like, okay. So you saying that Gears doesn't even deserve to get nominated? I got something for you. And then bam, they hit him with the Series X reveal.
And the
look on Keeley's face.
That's right.
When they cut the camera back to him was classic.
Right. It's classic.
You
go look at it.
Man, I was laughing so hard.
Right.
I was like, Keeley didn't even know.
And guess what?
It was hilarious to me.
And guess what? Eric Greenberg, my man Aaron Greenberg, and he knows he's the homie. And Matt Booty wasn't even there.
Right. That's crazy.
When the head marketing guy's not even there, bro, that says something. Because guess where they was at? Guess where they were at? They were over there being nominated for Gears 5 for the Joysticks Awards. That's where they were. They had just came off of that. Off of that. You see what I'm saying? And when you look at Jeff Keighley, let me tell y'all the difference. I appreciate the Joystick Awards because they've been around since 1983. And those Activision guys know gaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at that show, it's raw, it's uncut. It's not on a
Mm.
teleprompter. They're not reading from script. Bro, they making
Mm.
mistakes all through that damn thing. But if you're a true gamer, you appreciate it because it's grassrooted.
Right.
You're sitting up
Yeah,
there
it's
saying,
real.
this is what it's about.
Mm.
Being real. It's
Mm-hmm.
right there in the open.
Mm.
When
Right.
they tell those developers to come up, man, you see these developers up here and they don't know what to say and their hearts are so full of gladness. Bro, that's what it's about. And you see the
Mm.
guy making fun of them, just, and everybody's having a good time because they called Matt Booty, Aaron Greenberg. Aaron Greenberg come up here, and it was Matt Booty. And so when Minecraft won, right, they were calling for Aaron
Yeah.
Greenberg. Matt Booty came up there, so the guy was like, my fault, my fault. That's not Aaron Greenberg. This is Matt Booty. And then when Aaron Greenberg came up to get the one for Gears, they was like, now this is the real Aaron Greenberg. And everybody was laughing, and everybody was having a good time. Do you think that could have happened on Game Awards? Oh, no, that's beneath
Nope.
Of
them.
course not.
Exactly.
Of course not.
That's beneath
Yeah.
them. So Microsoft knows what's authentic. They know that the Joystick Awards matters more. Look, that same
Exactly.
week, they win the highest award that you can win in the gaming industry. I put it on my
Wow.
Instagram. They won it as the most, Microsoft won as the most creative and most innovative company. That was the award they won. You can't win.
Mm.
You can't get no higher than that. That was it. Sony didn't win that. Sony sitting up here trying to feel sorry for Death Stranding. They had to give something to Death Stranding. And you
Yeah.
look at Death Stranding. It's a joke. How does Death
It is.
Stranding win anything? You see what I'm
Because
saying?
Really? Kojima.
That's right.
Kojima, popularity.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Like
How
my
can
man
it
said,
win
it goes back to
anything?
being a cult. It
That's
goes
right.
back to being a cult, man. Real
It's
talk.
trash, bro. So I'm here to say, listen, when you saw Phil Spencer do what he did on stage, that's considered a console war because he showed
Exactly.
you what the capabilities
Oh,
were gonna come.
Oh, that was
He
a
sh-
boss move there.
It was a boss move.
Woo.
He showed you
That was so
what-
Michael Corleone. It was
That's
so
right.
Michael Corleone, man.
because
It
in the
really
beginning,
was.
because
Yeah,
in
it
the
was.
beginning
It
of
really
that,
was.
right? Because at the beginning of the introduction of the new Xbox, that was the console war.
Yep.
You saw the graphics, right? You saw how everything was
Yep.
changing. That's console war.
Yep.
What they were saying
Yep.
was, you're not gonna get it like this, baby, from nowhere else. You saw
And if you
Master
paid
Chief.
attention in that trailer, they were literally showing you with that dude, my man Alex. I think his name is Alex Walker. Yeah, that was talking. He's a great physiologist or
Yeah.
scientist or something.
Yeah.
Right.
They were showing you
It's
that
crazy.
the landscape is about to change.
The-
Most
there
people
you
didn't
go.
catch that.
They were
They were
talking
showing
about
you
the
the
change is
landscape
coming.
is about to change,
right.
yo.
That's a good point.
What
That's a
you
good
know,
thing, man.
what
I ain't
you
think
know,
about that.
yeah,
Right.
what you know,
Power
right,
your
right
dreams,
now
baby.
as a gamer, yeah,
Right.
it's not gonna be that no more. Like it's gonna,
Nope.
we really going somewhere else with it.
Right. Right.
And the one
And-
thing I
and-
saw
and you
that
know
night,
what?
man,
That always works
the
in
one
gaming.
thing,
Gamers are always
Yeah,
gonna
the-
go where the new experience is at.
and you know what, new legal and Sherminator, real talk. The one thing that I saw that night that was so beautiful, it just took you back to it actually took me back to the 80s, man.
Right.
For the first time in a long time, the industry, gamers, they were surprised and they were
Yes.
blown away.
Very
That's right.
well. You are absolutely
Very well said.
right.
That's right.
I'm talking,
For the
I'm
first
talking
time.
Absolutely right.
overjoyed.
You're right.
Yeah.
Overjoyed. No,
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing leaked.
And you
Nothing
see
was able to talk about
that's
it.
true.
Yeah,
That's
man.
true. And you
Yeah.
know why we know the general is right? Because they
Wow. That's a
downplayed
good point.
the Game Awards downplayed the excitement over the damn console. You had to go on YouTube.
Mhm.
Look, we thank you to the YouTuber who put out
Yep.
the video of the reaction.
The crowd
He says,
reaction.
here's the reaction.
Yeah.
Right. Here's the reaction. When he put him in, he showed him what it was all about. Showed him what it was all about. Excuse me, I had to do some house cleaning. But
Oh, okay.
he showed everybody that within that
The true
within
reaction.
the audience, the true reaction, man. And
Yeah.
then you go over there and you see the YouTube release video for it, and you see millions have watched it.
Yeah.
Then you go up and you
Yep.
look at Xbox subscribe channel on YouTube, and you see that it's
Yep.
grown 2 million plus subscribers. 2 million.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Within since a year, Xbox has gained 2 million. Then when you go and you look at XO events, millions watched it. Let me tell y'all something.
Exactly.
What the enemies of Xbox are doing is that they're showing their asses. Y'all are paying too much damn attention to
Talk
Xbox,
about it.
and it shows. It shows that you
Talk
guys are
about it.
more. You scared. You scared.
Yep.
Anytime something
Yep.
pops up about Xbox, you watching it because you really scared. And let me tell y'all something.
Because
We
it's
can
a
live
lot
without
of crow.
Sony.
A lot of crow got it. A lot of
Right.
crow could be eaten. That's what
We
it
can
is.
live
Yep.
without Sony. Now you're gonna
Yep.
realize that if Sony really cares about you, they're gonna have to do something about you. That's it. See, Microsoft has already done something for their customers, so it's gonna boil down to this: what is Sony gonna do
Yeah.
for you? Because Microsoft
Mm.
can't save them. Microsoft isn't gonna save them,
Mm.
bro. See what I'm saying? Because Microsoft has a bigger enemy, and it's called Apple and Google. You see,
Exactly.
competitors.
Yep.
But see, we already
Yep.
know that
Yeah.
the joke about Apple, we just told you. So really, that's a joke. Anytime you see an article that says something about that, laugh about it. Because Apple isn't an enemy to Microsoft. Apple is
No,
Microsoft.
not at all. Not at all. Not
Apple
at
is
all.
Microsoft. You're just not
Microsoft
going to hear it.
actually wants Apple to succeed.
Exactly.
Do well. Yeah.
Because if Apple succeeds, Microsoft succeeds.
Succeeds. Exactly.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? The only true enemy of Microsoft is Google. Why do you think
It's Google.
we didn't we
Yep.
got our YouTube yanked away from us, and then you saw this beautiful thing called Bing rise, and you saw Microsoft buy Bing. This 18-year-old college going to college student had created it, and they got him while he was in college, and he's in his early 20s. And see, when Microsoft buys you out, you have to work for them for like a couple years, because I know
you
a
go.
woman that's about to start working for them, that Microsoft bought into their thing, and she has to work for them for a couple of years before you're set free. Well, see, that's just why the guy is set free now, and he went on. Now he's going on to work on lasers, dude. Like this dude is like, listen,
Yeah.
being Mixer is. You know, Microsoft is going to do great things with mixers now. It's in good hands. I can leave the company now, and well, what are you going to do? Oh shit, man. I'm white. I'm rich. Let's see. I'm smart. I'm gonna get into lasers. You know,
There you go.
lasers.
There you go.
This guy is going from damn gaming broadcasting channel to lasers.
Yep.
This is what Microsoft does for you, and you're bringing
Exactly.
Sony to the table, man. Y'all are bringing Sony as an offering to the table. And you guys,
To the table of
first of all,
gods.
to the table of gods, and you
Yeah,
think
bro.
that we are pleased with that, bro? You're bringing a little wallet to a big bank table, bro. The only thing we can do with Sony is spend that money, go buy our women dresses. That's about it. Take our kids to Six Flags with that money. That money is nothing, bro. You're talking Sony, and you're talking Microsoft. Bro, there is literally no comparison. Like, there's no comparison. You casuals walk around with these big mouths that show nothing. Because you're casuals. You're not supposed to show anything. But who are you kidding? Soon as we say, okay, bring them games up, you disappear. You say such things like, what does that have to do with gaming? Oh, you dumb idiot. It has everything to do with gaming. Because we're talking gaming. So either are you gaming or are you texting? One of the two.
Oh.
See what I'm saying? One of the two, bro.
Mm.
Just let us know.
But you know,
Because if I'm dealing with a texter, then yo, bro, you get muted, bro. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm dealing with a gamer and you standing on your toes and I'm dealing with a gamer, then yeah, you good. I don't care what you say. You can diss Xbox all day. You gaming on your platform, diss it. I don't care. But if you ain't got nothing to show, then all you bringing to me is PlayStation. You trying to put that on the table as an offering? Man, if you don't get that shit out of our face, man. Get that shit out of our faces, man.
well, you know what? Let me just say this. And I've been thinking about this especially since yesterday. I mean, I had been thinking about it with the reveal of the Series X, but after yesterday's news dropped,
What
it's
yesterday
been
news?
really bouncing around in my head, and then it dawned on me, like yesterday evening, last night. You know, the news that dropped yesterday about the all but official. You might as well
Man,
just
that's
say it's
hilarious.
official because Sony haven't come out. If it was fake, if it was
Right.
totally
They
illegitimate,
would have shut it down.
Sony would
Right.
have shown enough said they would have
Right.
countered
Whoa.
by now.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact
It's
that
funny.
the
It's
PS5 is
funny.
going to be only 9.2 teraflops.
They ain't said nothing about it, have they?
They haven't
ain't
said jack.
nothing.
9.2. Now, let's keep this in perspective. At the Xbox Series X reveal, not only did Phil Spencer say it, but on that big mural that he stood in front of at the reveal, and subsequently on Xbox's website, on anything that you've seen online about it, not only does it have the title Xbox Series X, not only does it say power your dreams, but it also says fastest, most powerful.
Yes,
Nobody
sir.
denying that.
Now,
Are they?
now, here's the thing.
That's
Legally,
the console war.
they can't say that if it's not
Console
true.
war. There you go.
It
Now,
is true.
I don't know if you guys remember.
Why
But
do you
about 2
think when
months
Sony
ago,
said it? That's right. And they had to say,
that's
no,
right.
no, no, no,
That's
no,
what I
no,
was
no,
about
no.
to say.
Because they
That's
can't
what I was
lie
about to
about
say. Sony
Right.
had to retract it.
it. Had to
They had to
retract it.
retract it. Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I mean,
sir.
within days, they
Yes,
had to
sir.
retract it.
You know what
Now
you're
it's
going
been
to
going
get,
on
people.
3 weeks. It's been
That's
about
right.
3 weeks since the reveal,
And
since the
Sony
Series
and
X, and it's
Microsoft
still
ain't
there.
retracted. Microsoft
That's
ain't
right.
retracted.
That's right.
That's right.
So you take that little tidbit, you take that fact,
Mm-hmm.
and then combine it with the information that was revealed yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
that the PS5 is only 9.2 teraflops.
And that the ray tracing isn't even, it's old technology.
It's
ray
not
tracing
even hardware.
That's not even
It's
coming.
software.
There you go. That's
Yep.
right.
It's software. It's not
And-
even baked into the hardware. It's
Right.
software.
It's coming from a firm. It's going to come as a form of a firmware. That's what it's going to come at.
So
Just like
so
their
so
HDR. Just like their HDR
So-
had to. That fake end
so
bullshit.
now so
Had to come in a
so
firmware.
now
Get the hell out of
So-
here with
so-
that garbage.
so I'm bringing all that up, and like I said, I've been thinking about this, but then after yesterday's bit of news was revealed, that's when it really dawned on me. Because in my mind, I was like, this whole setup, it reminded me of something, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. But then last night, that's when it dawned on me. What's happening, and again, I don't know why, but it's just like this whole session we're having, historical tidbits just keep flooding into my brain.
Right.
So this is another one. Because of, the way Sony's handling all this, and then in comparison with what Microsoft is doing with Xbox, and not just the services, but of course with Series X.
Yep.
You see, Sony, what's going on with them right now, and like I said, it dawned on me last night. What's going on with them right now, everything that they're doing, all the things that they've been trying to hide and is now coming to light.
That's right.
Yep.
It reminded me of, and I almost hate to say it, but it reminds me of what Sega went through.
Oh, talk about it, bro.
It dawned on me last
Man.
night.
The same You're right.
It's the exact same scenario.
Yep.
Sega was
Yep.
riding high on the Genesis.
You're right.
Big time.
The Genesis and the Mega Drive dominated the world gaming industry.
Sega CD. Yep, you're right, man.
Yep, they
All
kept
of
on.
that.
That's right. That's right.
And Sega got the big head.
They sure did, bro.
And again, I love Sega. I would, man, bruh, I
And
was,
Sega was split. You know what?
man.
You know what? You know what?
Yes.
You know what? My man Shermanator is making some points here. Because what
Mm-hmm.
really made Sega fall? The split in the kingdoms. The
That's
Of
Japanese
right.
course,
kingdom
man.
and the
Yep.
American
That's
kingdom.
right.
Now what
The
just
That's
kingdom.
right.
happened?
Yeah.
But what just
Everything is the
happened with
same.
Sony?
That's right. With
It
Sony.
split.
Yep.
But what happened?
Man, I'm
To
telling you.
not do it, to not follow right in the footsteps, to kind of make it more deceptive, they just ended up getting rid of everybody.
Exactly.
Look what they
And that's what
did.
Sega did. And
They
that's what
just got rid of
that's what
everybody.
that's what Sony's been doing.
Sony did the same
Sega did
thing.
the exact same thing. Sega did
Y'all
I'm
realize,
telling you, the similarities are
right
almost
there.
uncanny.
but yo,
That's right.
y'all realize there's no more Sony in Japan, right? It's all under
No,
one house
it's
right now.
it's all. That's
There's
it.
no more Sony in Japan. Yeah,
No,
because
sir.
Jim Ryan, he took over. He
He
took
took over,
over, and
bro.
you're
Right.
absolutely
Right.
right, yo. Like it's like, see, the thing is, what they don't understand is that they're so used to the way that their console and their company is. It's a whole different company now, and you see
Mhm.
that already. They lost MLB. They lost the
That's
MLB
right.
license.
That's
They're
right.
getting a bunch of second party
Because you know what?
second party
You know
deals.
what
Yeah.
Yoshida said? He's right. Because you know what Yoshida said? The new Yoshida, the one that's the head guy now. He
Yeah, yeah.
said, he said, I am sick and tired of seeing us band-aid small term goals. He
Yep.
says, I'm bringing back what made Sony great in the beginning, and that's to have long term goals. So, what did that tell
Goals.
me? Uh-oh, these Sony fans are in trouble because they're going to want Sony to come out with all of this and all of that and all of this and all of that. And it's going to be a big old you're going to either take what we give you or we're going to move on. See, now you Sony
Yep.
fans are going to dictate whether PlayStation is going to be their most dominant seller or these semiconductors. Because, see, the semiconductors aren't that bad off. Sony could literally
No.
say, you know what? We're done with PlayStation and just take over with semiconductors. Start third. See, they're already talking about parts of
Yep.
Sony being sold off. There's a reason
Yep.
why there's rumors about that. Because that can literally happen for Sony. And Sony will be just like Sega, working third-party stuff things.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
I'm
saying?
telling you.
They
I'm
can make
telling you,
camera
it's
lenses better than anybody.
it
So why just go
right.
third-party and make?
That's right.
See what I'm saying? They can do
That's
stuff
right.
like that.
They can. And see, I'm telling you, it's the exact same scenario. Now, even if you guys recall, Sega, after the Genesis / Mega Drive, when Sega announced that they were doing the Saturn,
Mm-hmm.
the specs were floating around as far as this and as far as that. Nothing was actually concrete. Nothing was confirmed, but they were like all but confirmed. And then here comes Sony out the blue. They released the specs for the PlayStation. And Sega was like, whoa, holy crap, what? It's going to be able to do what? It's running what?
Yeah.
And they had to scramble
They did because they
and
couldn't
go
even.
back in at the very last minute and make all these final adjustments.
That's
And
right.
it was like a hot mess.
And guess what? Sherman is saying
It was a hot
something. Guess
mess.
what? Guess what the payback is about? The payback is about 2013 when you lied. When you lied to millions of people. You lied to 100 million console people who bought into your lie. And to make people
They
think
they was
that
they
you wasn't a
about,
part
they
of that
wasn't about
DRM.
DRM.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Yeah.
You lied.
New legal.
And then you
new legal.
and then you
That's what
smeared
I was
it in
trying
a-
to talk about. I was
No, that's
trying to
true.
talk about that on a previous show, but I
Okay, no
forgot the
problem.
name. Digital Rights
DRM.
Media. Yeah.
Yeah, Digital
exactly.
Rights Media.
Yep.
And see,
Yep.
now look who's followed suit. Who's got their little pumpkin weekend Game Pass subscription now? Who's got one?
Ooh.
But you was against it. Oh, you talked it
Mm.
down. But look at you now. Oh, you got to pay
Mm.
for that. Because see, because of your lie, you was able to deceive over 100 million people. Oh, that comes with a price. See, that comes
Mm-hmm.
with a price because you're
Mm.
dealing with Microsoft. You
What
literally
the
look.
fuck?
Sony did one thing that was great in their lifetime. They can put this on
Yo,
an achievement award that they made Microsoft look bad.
that's the illest
They
thing
made
ever, yo. I never
they
had
made
that happen.
Microsoft look bad. That's something that they
Exactly.
were able to do. Now, you don't
Yep.
think that that's not going to come with some repercussions? You don't think that that's not
Ooh.
coming with some
Yeah,
flame to it?
that's
Oh,
true.
Mm.
that's why Microsoft
Mm.
just backed up because they said after this party, you know that there's an after party, right? And that after party's in Washington. It's in Redmond. Are y'all coming to that? I don't know. Did anybody invite us? Oh, you're invited. Oh, you're invited. Matter of fact, you're gonna get in for free. Guess why? Because you're gonna have to live and die by everything you said last generation. Because see, you don't have a
Mm.
cloud.
Mm. Mm.
You don't have a
Mm.
cloud. You made us
No, they
you
don't.
made
Mm.
us have to wait on our cloud technology.
Yeah.
You was able to
Yep.
deceive what price point? See your PlayStation 4 was supposed to come out at $499 as well. But you
Yeah.
saw the backlash and you backed up on
Yep.
the plan. See, we were
Backed
both
up and
Yeah.
supposed to
knocked a
come
hundred
out
dollars off
right.
at the
We were
same
both
price.
were supposed to come out and
Hmm.
we were both supposed
$500.
to come out with the same price and we were both supposed to come out and push this DRM, but yet you saw the backlash and you feared for your company. Now, see, this is what these PlayStation fans don't understand. Sony got
Yeah.
scared. While
Yeah,
Microsoft
but
got bold, Sony got
yep.
scared and said, "Oh no,
But yo,
we can't
but real talk.
afford.
Yep.
We can see. Here's the thing: we can't afford to have what happened to us on the PlayStation 3 happen to us again. So we have to do something, bro. You can read about this. They were
Yeah, yo, but
scared.
let me throw some behind the scenes real quick. It was Hideo Kojima that told them take the
Right.
camera out of the box, right?
That's
On
right.
top of that, after the Microsoft show went, you can read about it too. If
Yo,
everybody
they had a
want
meeting
to,
during the
they had a
session.
meeting. That's
You
why
know why?
it took
You
so
know why,
long.
General?
It took so long for them to come
Right.
out on the
But
three the
right, and
stage.
you
Yep.
know why? Do you know why? Because they were clueless.
They were
Microsoft,
clueless.
the backlash gave them somewhere to
Mm-hmm.
go. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
know what to do with this DRM. They didn't know what to
Mm-hmm.
do to move forward. People, now they're back to that. Microsoft said, okay, we changed up. You're no longer coming behind us. You're no longer
Yep.
going to have to see. Look, we're going to come out a day before you guys. We're
They
bold
left
now.
E3. They left
That's right.
E3 and went to their
They had to
own
leave.
building. Yeah,
They
man.
had to leave, bro. They had to leave.
Yep.
Look what happened. Because they no longer could do that again. Microsoft said, no,
Exactly.
you done that one time. You're going to pay for that.
Yep.
You did it. So now people don't understand what we letting you understand. Whether you want to believe us or not, you understand it now as to why now there's no shows. Because Sony has to eat that crow for what they did. They sat up
Exactly.
here and they made all those gimmicks. They had a good time. But they
And
even said it. We don't even understand why they're buying our console. We don't really understand why they're
Yoshida
buying
said
all our
that.
console. He said it.
Yoshida came out and said that.
We,
And
Yeah,
I
he
thought
did
that
say
was the
that.
we don't have
I thought that
anything
was
for
the
That
them,
was
and
the
yet
weirdest
they
thing.
still right.
You know,
Illegal.
it
They had
amazed
Resogun.
me.
They had
It
Resogun and Octodad. Come on, man.
Don't even know
Exactly.
it
why they bought our
amazed
console.
me. It amazed me that the board of directors did not show him the door
Yep.
when he said that. Because if you recall,
Exactly.
and wait now, but if you recall,
Yeah.
uh, just
Yo, don't
again,
forget
the
about third point.
comparison, the
Third point.
comparison, the comparison.
Okay.
If you remember, now they didn't show Yoshida the door when he made
Nah.
that crazy statement
Right.
No, he didn't.
publicly.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But if you recall, Microsoft showed Don Matrix the door
Oh, you
Oh,
better
the
believe
same
it when
day.
he said that
The
thing about the
same
when
360.
day.
he said
The
Oh
when he
same
yeah,
said, well,
day. Yep.
that's right.
if you don't want to buy an Xbox One, you don't have
You
to.
have to.
Just go ahead and stick with the 360. They were like, excuse me,
What?
That's right.
Exactly.
no, you no longer
We're,
work here.
we're
They threw
pushing
Yeah.
they
forward, and you
threw him
telling people to
out.
go backwards. That's right.
Right,
Yep.
right,
Because they
exactly.
asked him,
So again, there's a double
they asked him
standard
about
there.
backwards compatibility, and he had he had that old smirk look and said, "Well,
The smirk
pull
on his
out the
face. Yeah.
360. If you want backwards
Yep.
Right.
compatibility." See what that did
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
PlayStation move. That's what PlayStation
It
tells their
was. It
customers.
really was. Yeah. Yeah.
Pull your old consoles out. See, Don Matrick didn't understand the culture of Xbox community. See what I'm saying?
He didn't. He definitely
That was the
didn't.
problem. See what I'm saying?
Nah.
And so now you have this new emperor coming into Sony with Jim Ryan, who
Yep.
don't care about what these idiots think
Backwards
today.
compatibility.
He's
He
like,
don't care
yo,
about backwards compatibility.
all this old stupid stuff that y'all crying about, whining about, I'm gonna show
Yep.
you that I'm here to bring money to Sony.
Yep.
I'm not here about your
Yep.
cries and your tears. We have to start making money for Sony, and it begins with long-term investments. See,
Yep.
Yoshida and them was and Mark Cerny and what's that other guy?
Damn.
Sean, what's his last
Sean
name?
Layton.
Sean what?
Sean Layton.
Sean Lake. They
Sean
had to
Layton.
go
Yeah.
because see, they kept
Yeah.
playing that old whistle. Get the exclusives.
Telling
Yep.
you.
Get these exclusives only. Make you remember when
Yep.
remember when Phil Spencer was throwing those hints? Why am I gonna
Yeah.
sit up here and waste my money on timed exclusive content? Why am I gonna pay my
Yeah.
money for little hats and colorful gun weapon skins when my guys are gonna get that anyway within another year or so or 6 months? I rather what did Phil Spencer
Oh,
say?
they let me get
I'd
that.
rather take that money and put it into a new IP. And he stuck by
Thank
that,
you.
didn't he? He stuck by
Yep.
that.
He did.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
what didn't look cool then looks great now.
Looks
Look at
great
Street
now.
Fighter. Look at Street Fighter 5. Everybody gave Phil hell over it. Phil Spencer said, "Hey, I will make it worth it to you one day." Street Fighter 5 was broken
Boy.
for 2 years.
Boy.
It
looks
was
stupid?
garbage.
Who looks
Oh,
stupid?
It was
man.
Phil?
garbage.
Or,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
And look, Sony couldn't even fund Capcom the money. Capcom had to
Exactly.
go and ask Kickstart. They had to go and Kickstart and
That's
say,
crazy. That's
they
insane.
do you know that they didn't even reach their quota? That game actually failed. It's one of the biggest undercover Sony secrets of all time, right? Was the fact that that game didn't even reach 2 million. That was the contract deal. It had to sell 2 million for Capcom to get the money. To get the money. They
That's
thought
a
Street
shame.
Fighter, Sony was like, it's going to sell. Put it out there. Why? Because we don't have no games. Put it out there. Capcom's saying, but it's not finished. Here's the attitude of Sony. Who gives a damn if it's not
Yep.
finished? They're going to buy it because it says Street Fighter
Right.
on it.
Street Fighter.
They're gonna buy
Right.
it anyway. They're gonna buy it anyway, and that's Jim
I-
Ryan's attitude,
That-
yo.
I went.
That's
That's
Jim
right.
Ryan's attitude.
This is
Yep.
a true story about me. I predicted the game was going to flop. You know why? Because at my GameStop, they had it out a day before it came out. I went over there.
Wow.
This is a true story. It's on the internet. My comments are on the internet. On Facebook, internet, bro. You can go look me up. It's in a gaming group. I won't even mention its dumb, casual name, but it's in there. If you want to really hunt and see if I'm lying, you can find it. And you know, you can find my comments. But I told them idiots the day before it came out because it was on a Thursday. Street Fighter 5 came out on a Friday. And I said, oh, this damn game is going to fail because I'm a Street Fighter fan. I said, I had to go check it out. Literally push the kick button, bro, and you could defeat your enemy. You didn't even have to throw no projectile, no nothing. Just kick button. Then
They casualized it. They casualized it.
right. Then
Yeah.
a couple of days later, we see the famous baby that beat the game by button pushing, mashing.
Ooh,
The baby that beat the
wasn't-
game
yeah.
by.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That wasn't a good look.
Everybody thought I was lying until that video came out. And I said, I tried to tell you guys. So for 2 years, they tried to underplay this failure. The Sony fans did everything they could to the gaming guys, right? Oh, but it's a great game. They, what What Street Fighter game doesn't have Sagat in it? You
Oh,
didn't even
talk
have
about it,
Sagat.
bro.
Yeah,
It was
what was up with
trash.
that?
Wow.
Straight. But you know why? Because the guy that created those characters was from Dragon Ball. That's why Ken looks like a girl.
Oh,
All
really?
these. You remember when they? You
I
remember when
didn't
they?
know that. Oh,
Right. You
wow.
remember when they made Cammy? Cammy looked like a
Yeah,
damn
yeah,
transy.
Yeah,
And they was like,
yeah.
yeah,
yo,
yeah, yeah,
why are you making these people look? They had to go back and recreate her because, dude, you
yeah.
got the wrong guy making these characters. But what could Sony do?
Ooh, nothing.
What could Sony do? They can't do anything, man. So the game stayed broken. They were at 1,400,000 when it was all said and done. And look,
Wow.
Capcom said we need we need 600,000 more. Please, we need 600,000 more. They couldn't even get that. Yo, when the game came out, its first year, it tallied only a 500,000 games
Yeah,
worldwide.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's my
Worldwide.
argument. But you know what? That's my argument for Spider-Man. When they want to throw Spider-Man at you, Spider-Man is known by billions of people, of children
Right.
and
Come on.
adults alike.
Right. That's
And
not
you
right.
only
Right.
sold.
That's right.
And what I do now is what I do now, Shermanator, and what I do new legal. When I
Hmm.
look at stuff, I think of myself as a stockholder, right? Because that's really
Right.
what you're trying to do is please the stockholders. You
That's
mean to
right.
tell me you only could sell 15 million copies of Spider-Man since we made it exclusive to this platform, but you sold over 110 million systems? Come on,
Right.
man. Now I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell
Yeah,
you
it
what
doesn't
Jim
add up.
Ryan gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what Jim Ryan gonna do, and it's smart. You better believe that Spider-Man gonna come to PC and it's gonna come to
That's right.
Xbox. That first one they made, they gonna put it out there. I bet you they gonna put it out there. Cause we
Look.
could have sold 30 million copies, bro. We could
Oh,
have
Hmm.
sold
easily.
25 million copies, man.
Now watch this.
Easily.
Now watch
Easily.
this.
Exactly.
Watch this. It's
Yep.
gonna be funny. I hope. Let me tell y'all what I hope happens. I hope
Mm-hmm.
they keep Spider-Man. And guess what? I know where they're gonna do it. You hearing it now
Mm.
on Di-RREC
Mm.
Gaming. I
Mm.
already know where they're going with Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
They're going with Miles Morales. You're
Exactly.
gonna have Spider-Verse all over
Yep.
again. And I get it.
Yep.
Great. Good for you. But let me tell
Yeah.
you what's about to happen. There's a thing called Disney and Marvel. And Disney Marvel can make a Spider-Man game as well.
Exactly.
Disney makes more money than Sony. Please,
Yep.
Sony, anger Disney, anger Marvel, please.
Yep.
Because let me tell you something. If you think Spider-Man is more popular than a Wolverine game,
Whoo.
if you think Spider-Man can beat a Hulk game, let's go for it.
Mm.
Because let me
Mm.
tell you something. That Avengers game is coming out soon.
Yeah, May.
And
Next May,
man,
baby. Yeah.
when that
It's gonna
Avengers
be
game
on.
comes out and it gets put
Yeah.
on that next Xbox,
Yep.
people are gonna say, when is the Black Panther comes out in 2022? I dare
Yep.
you to put a Spider-Man game out here in this industry, and I dare you, Sony, to make it exclusive again. Be that dummy for
Mm.
me. Be that
Mm.
dummy for me, and we end up getting
Mm.
Spawn. If you think
Mm.
Spider-Man sold, keep on rattling that little baby rattler while you in that baby crib.
Mm.
Keep rattling it. Keep pushing that exclusive. Keep doing it. Because all you're doing is putting yourself in a bigger pit. Because
Yep.
if we've been telling Phil Spencer, bring Spawn to Xbox. Why?
Yep.
Because Spawn grows a green light in his eyes. He fits the Xbox
Exactly.
community, not
He
Spider-Man.
does.
We don't want Peter Parker. Y'all can have Peter Parker. You can swing webs across the city. We know. We've been there. As a matter of fact, I could play Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 right now on my Xbox. Big deal. But none of you clowns got Spawn on your console. Where's Spawn at?
Mm.
You think Spider-Man is better than a Spawn game? Who you kidding? Anger. Anger. Get the anger going. Provoke it to happen. Because we done already told Phil. And a matter of fact, when I get off this tonight, I'm going to Twitter and I'm gonna tag Philip Killer again, and I'm gonna say, bring Spawn to Xbox. I'm gonna
Yep.
say that because if Spawn gets on Xbox, you think Spider-Man sold? Man, get out of here. Y'all got Spider-Man on Christmas deals. You cheap casuals. Get out of here. Spider-Man was
That's
already
true.
$15 when y'all started wanting to buy it.
Yep.
You didn't do anything for Sony,
Nope.
but we're going to show you how to pull it, reach in your pockets and do it. We're going to show you. Just like the great Xbox community that we are. We reach in our pockets and we do it. And we're going to show y'all what a true console war is all about next generation. You going to learn. So, guys, I want to say, man, I appreciate all your knowledge. I appreciate all y'all's wisdom tonight.
Yeah, man.
Real.
Amazing show.
Thank you guys for
Amazing
coming
show,
out, man.
baby.
I ended it.
Thank you for having
with
us.
two of my brothers.
Thank you,
I ended 2019 with two of my brothers. I actually did 2 shows with the General today. God bless him. He came through. Yo, check out his video. Press start in credits. Because the General went in. Every daggone thing you said today. I believe that was one of your best performances, but it was like a flawless victory, dude. Like, honestly, I hardly ever talked on the show because my man was on fire. He was literally on fire. So please check out that next episode 13. Press start in credits. It's coming up tonight. I'll be putting it up in the DA's Mansion as well. I want to say shout outs to everybody on Mixer. Shout out everybody on Twitter, man. Shout out everybody on Instagram, Facebook. Shout outs to the Xbox Live community. If you on Xbox and you come out here and wild out with me on the Xbox and we play these games and we talk these news and we congregate with one another, man. That's what we're all about. Thanks to the General for coming out, man. Thanks to Sherminator for coming out. I know it's a sacrifice. We take time to do these things, and they do these things for me, and I can't say enough for them. And I'm going to take care of these dudes. All the people who helped me, and you're going to hear it tonight, I'm going to do whatever I can to get all of y'all Cyberpunk 2077. I know it's going to cost me a little bit, but I make a little bit. I'm blessed. So I want everybody that has something to do with me, that pushed me, that never complained when I hit y'all up. Y'all was always ready for war. Cyberpunk 2077 is the least I could do. I want us all coming in with that game. I want us all coming in with that game. So that's how we do it over here.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
I'm getting blessed, bro. That ain't nothing. That ain't gonna be a thing, bro. So if you done mess with me, bro, and you know who y'all are, y'all done mess with me. Cyberpunk 2077, y'all. 2020. Let's get this thing kicking. If you guys got any last words, man, please. 2019 is ending. We're blessed to be here. General?
Hey, man.
Anything to say?
I say this, man. I say this. I'm going to make y'all laugh, but it's really true. Xbox used to be the yellow Hulk Hogan, the Hulk Hogan for the kids, and the eat your vitamins and say your prayers and what you gonna do, brother, and all this stuff, right? With mega powers and Macho Man.
Right.
Yo, it's about to be the NWO and Hollywood Hogan, man.
It is, boy.
It's about to be spray painting on people's backs, kicking ass and taking names. If you're an Xbox fan, you should be so excited. You should just be so excited because everything that they talked about from 2013 to 2019, it's going to be a whole 180 flip. A whole 180 flip when you see January, February, March. Yo, let me make y'all laugh, man. Since we know this is the Xbox. We Xbox, right? Yo,
yes,
bro,
sir.
they don't got no games until May 29th, 2020, which is The Last of Us 2.
Zero.
And then they talking about putting out Ghost of Tsushima in summer.
Who cares, bro?
Your PS5 is right around the corner. But wait a minute.
That's nothing.
We got Ori, The
Right.
Will o Wisp, March 11th.
Gears
You
Tactics.
got Bleeding Edge. You got Bleeding Edge, and
Yeah.
March, the same 2 months,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's 2 games in March. You got
Gears
Gears Tactics
Tactics.
in
Yeah.
April. You
Yep.
got Wasteland 3 in June.
Yep.
And who else knows what they're gonna put out?
Right, because
Right.
Phil
that's the
Spencer.
part that's scaring them.
Right.
They don't
Yeah.
know
Mr. Phil
that,
Spencer
but we know
said,
there's games
we
coming.
got a lot to show. He
Damn right
said
we
it. We
do.
got a lot to show.
Damn right
And
we do.
boy, they nervous. They definitely nervous. And let me say this. Let me make you laugh again. And Shermanator, I know you're gonna feel me on this. When they show Hellblade 2, Sensuous Saga, Shermanator know where I'm going.
Yeah, I already know.
Y'all showed this
Come
game
on with it.
called
Right.
Godfall, and and y'all tried to throw. Oh, y'all threw at the bottom PlayStation 5. That
That was
game looked
funny.
like Destiny. That game looked
Right.
like Destiny. I don't care what
Right.
nobody
It's
said.
crazy. Funny stuff, man.
Hellblade 2 looked so next level and so
Right.
futuristic, unlike anything we've ever seen. But that Godfall, I'm gonna make you laugh twice. That Godfall looked like Destiny. It looked like a PS4 Pro maxed out game. Wait a minute.
You know,
then we find out. Then we find out Godfall is not even an exclusive. It's only a year exclusive with PS5 and PC, and it's coming to Xbox next year, the 2021. Y'all
That's
need
right.
to stop it, man. Y'all about to catch these hands, man.
They
Y'all
talk
really
about
about to
dreams.
catch these hands.
They're talking about dreams, and it ain't coming out 2002. It ain't coming out till next year. Dreams. Y'all ain't even got a roster that can even. Y'all don't even have a roster that can even fade Sensui Hellblade 2. You don't even have. You don't even have a game that can destroy that. We can bring one game to the table. Both of our games, Halo Infinite and Hellblade 2, destroys the whole entire 2020 lineup of Sony. The whole entire lineup, bro. It's all laughable. It's all laughable.
And I'm telling you, Shermanator, I was telling New Legal, don't let that Hellblade 2 be a launch title, yo. It's a
Don't
wrap,
let it
bro.
be.
It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap.
Right.
It's a wrap.
Don't let it be.
Don't let them come out E3 and say that Hellblade 2 is a launch title.
Right.
Oh my gosh, it's
Don't
a wrap.
do
yo.
We hide in the bushes. We're hiding in the bushes. We're just hiding in the bushes. Shermanator, you got anything to say, brother?
Well, I just gotta say, I just have to comment real quick. You know, I agree with you 100%. When I saw the Godfall footage, I mean, seriously.
I know, man. It's so funny, bro.
The very first thing, no, really. The very first thing I thought was, oh, wow, so this is Destiny 3?
Right.
That's what I thought. Destiny 2
I
or
said,
something
so
like
this
that.
is, I said, this is the
Right.
new Destiny that obviously they're working on.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when it was revealed, like, oh, no, this is a totally new IP, I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. It was not right.
I mean, really, that was my response. I'm like, eh. I mean, you know, look, first of all, I'm not a Destiny fan anyway.
Me neither.
I think Destiny is way overrated. So,
Thank you.
I mean,
Preach,
it's okay.
Preach.
It's just okay.
Yep.
It's just, it's, no. To me, Destiny is an exercise. It's a pure example of, to me, Destiny is an example of what happens when Sony puts their fingers in the pie too many times. Because
point.
you know,
Good point.
You know, you got, nobody disputes Bungie's ability.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're talking Bungie, but
Yeah.
Bungie was unfortunately tied down with, you know, under Sony's influence. So
Yeah.
the end result is, I mean, yeah, Destiny's multi-plat. Okay, fine. But still, their main overlords, if you will, you know, they were working with Sony. So,
Right.
Yep.
I mean, you know, some people might say, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. But no, if you read certain interviews from people who have left Bungie, and even Bungie now that they're not under Sony's thumb anymore, they've even come out and said certain things. Right, they're totally independent now, and they've even come out and said certain things about what was going on when they were tied to Sony. So again, just to get back to my original point, when I saw Godfall, I was like, It looks okay. It's just
Nothing,
okay.
nothing that we. That's
I
right.
was right. I was like, so this is what PS5 is gonna do?
Right.
Okay. I mean, I was not impressed at all. Now,
And you know who was upset? The PlayStation community was embarrassed because they
Right.
were
oh, they
going
were.
off. They was like,
Oh,
how
they
could
were.
you show that after
Yeah.
Hellblade? They was there's
After
videos
Hellblade.
saying that. Yeah, they was pissed, New Legal. They was
Yeah.
absolutely. They was
Yeah,
embarrassed.
it's
Yeah.
funny.
And
Whose
honestly,
decision?
and honestly, you know, I don't agree with them on much,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I agree with them on that because I was
And
like,
you want to know
yeah,
something?
you
That
ought
was
to be
that.
embarrassed.
And you want to know what's funny about that? That's like a blinded dummy asking that question. Like,
It is.
my only
It
question
is,
back
man.
to them is, what the hell do you expect them to show you? What
Well,
the hell do you
yeah,
want to show?
yeah,
What can they
yeah.
show you?
I mean,
Why did
it
you
was
ask a stupid question like that to your company that you support as if they got something to show you, idiots? They ain't showed you
well,
nothing this whole year.
nothing,
They ain't come to
nothing.
But
E3.
they said it.
They're none of their
But
shows.
they said it.
They got a damn
But they
robot
said it.
with a woman's voice talking on their
Yeah.
shows,
Yeah,
State of
introducing
play.
Yeah.
indie
State of play.
games.
Yeah.
State of Play is
Yep.
an indie game show.
They said it.
And you
They said they
clowns are
got
sitting
nothing
up
to
here
show.
acting like that's right. They said, okay,
They said it. They don't
when
got
are
nothing to
you
show.
lames are going to start believing when Sony tells you something? They told you they don't have nothing to show. Are you guys not? Do you guys not listen to your company? You buying
Well,
these
you know
consoles.
what?
They told you they ain't
Well,
got nothing to show. That's not us saying it.
look,
That's Sony saying it. And you guys
look,
got
it
the
goes
nerve to go
back.
back and ask them what's wrong with them? No, ain't nothing wrong with them. They told you face value. My question is, what the hell is wrong with y'all?
Well, look, it goes back. It goes back to what the great poet Maya Angelou said.
Preach, brother.
Remember, she said famously a long time ago,
Yep.
when people show you who they really are,
That's right. You
Believe 'em.
believe it.
That's right.
Believe it.
Yeah, stop
Believe it.
second guessing. They told you they
Right.
had nothing
Yep.
to show you. So stop
Believe
thinking
it.
that
Yep.
they got something to show you. I mean, damn, man.
Believe it.
Yep.
Look,
All right.
as far as I'm concerned, it would have been better. Sometimes it's better to say nothing
Thank you.
when you don't have anything to say.
That's right.
Exactly.
So
100% facts.
So here comes Big Phil. He walks out there on stage.
Yep.
He blows the gaming world away
Away.
when he reveals the Xbox Series X.
Yep.
When he reveals the Series X, and nobody, not one peep, not one drip of a leak. Nobody knew it was coming. Absolutely.
Nobody knew.
If you didn't work for Microsoft, you didn't know. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if 75% of the company didn't know that they were going to reveal it.
Right.
Yep.
So it was only like for your eyes only. It was classified information within Microsoft that we're going to reveal this thing at the Game Awards. So then he comes out there and totally catches everybody by surprise, reveals the Series X. Now that would have been enough.
Right.
Then on top of that, he pulls out, forget Pillsbury icing. He pulls out with the homemade recipe.
Right.
And he comes out there with a homemade recipe of icing on this cake by showing Hellblade 2.
Hellblade 2. Just when you thought it was a joke. That was for that's right.
I mean,
Just
it
when
was
you thought we
already
was
enough
joking.
that he revealed the Series X.
It was.
But then he's gonna cap it with the Hellblade 2 footage in game.
In game, bro.
Engine footage.
That's right.
Let's not forget that it was not pre-rendered.
Sony can never do for you idiots. Sony can't do that for y'all because they don't have the power. They don't have the raw power to do it. That's why they give you those CGI. They give you those CGI cutscenes all the damn time.
Right.
That's why they gave you nothing when they showed the Ghost of Tsushima. They gave you nothing but damn cutscenes. You idiots still don't know how that game is supposed to be played. Y'all still don't know how that game is supposed to be played. Get the
See,
hell out
and
of here,
and, and
man.
that's
Get
and
the hell
and
out
that
of
and
here.
that's my point. And that's my point. So they show the Series X. They show how the games will run on the Series X with Hellblade 2. Again,
Yep.
I must stress, I have to stress, not pre-rendered,
That's right.
in-game hardware generated footage.
Which
Yep.
is a console war feature. See that? A
Mm,
Exactly.
console
So
war
so
feature.
mm.
so
They
so
said that because they
so
knew their competition could not do that.
exactly.
That's
So
console war.
so so what would have been the best way to respond?
Nothing.
That's right.
Just don't do
Absolutely.
anything. Do nothing.
Don't do nothing.
And
Yep.
guess
Let them
what?
have this moment. Because by
Yep.
responding, by responding in
Right.
such a weak, pathetic manner,
Right.
you wind up doing more harm
Then
to your
good.
brain.
Been good.
That's right.
Yeah.
And guess what? Do you not think that the grand chess player, Philip Killer, did not know that? What happened
Of course he did.
to
Of
you
course he did.
guys was a beautiful lesson called chess. And you saw for the first times in your life something displayed so beautifully that in order to make it known, you must say these two words: check mate.
Mates.
Now, checkmate doesn't guarantee the victory. What checkmate
Mm.
says is, do you have anything else to say?
Right.
Exactly.
See
Right.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? On the
Yeah.
chessboard, do you have anywhere to go? Do you have anything else to say
And, and,
before
and,
I say
and new legal.
good game? See?
And new
Before I
legal.
say
You know what's
thanks for
even more
playing.
crazy? You know what's more crazy? People talked about it. Jim Ryan, Yoshida, and Mark Cerny, they were sitting front row. They were
Yep,
stunned
they were stunned.
because they didn't know. They was like,
And,
no, this dude did not just
right.
reveal his console on the VGAs. Like,
On the
Man.
it was just the most
VGA.
beautiful chess
Right.
move ever, man.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
And like Shermanator said, yo, the little trailer for the system, you showed the game and development,
Yeah,
bruh.
man. Yeah, man.
You just kicking me in the nuts now.
Which is
Two
something.
which is a year behind. Which is a year behind. If we've never
Oh
seen a
man.
bold move from Microsoft, look what
Oh my
Well,
Microsoft
goodness,
see.
said.
man.
We used to
Yeah.
give you hours to prepare for us. Then we gave
Yep.
you a day to prepare for us. Now we gave
Exactly.
you a year. And you know what?
Mm.
Y'all are so scared now because we gave y'all a year to prepare for us that you don't know what to do. Because here's
Well,
the fact that you know what's going to happen. Here's the fact,
Mm.
people. It's Microsoft knows this and Sony knows this. It's coming down to no matter what Sony does, it's not going to put a dent into Microsoft's vision, focus, and momentum. Are y'all done?
Mm-mm.
Y'all done?
Mm.
Because I'm ready to
Mm.
fan the smoke that y'all left right here. I'm ready
Woo.
to fan it. So, guys, I think these guys here, the champions that they are, top prestige
Yep.
Xbox fans that they are, these guys have said enough. My turn ain't going to take too much time. But I'm going to tell y'all, it's been a beautiful day in my neighborhood. It's been a beautiful day in my neighborhood. 2019 has been fulfilled with the new Xbox lineup coming in 2020. I can't wait for it to be here. Hopefully, I live through this year and next year because I'm ready to
Whoa.
sit on my throne and hold that green gem. It's the last stone that I need to get put into this glove. And when that happens, all hell is gonna break loose because all you lames and all you fronters
Mm.
and fakes out there, phonies and cronies,
Mm.
who use gaming, who use my beautiful gaming industry and this beautiful community as a propaganda and as a joke, who
Yep.
thought that just by voicing your opinions around, that's what the gaming industry needed. You've infected the gaming media to where now the gaming media even does what we do. They've stooped low to the streets. But you're not
Yep.
ready for the
You're right.
streets. You're really not ready for this ass whooping that y'all about to get. You're going to hate us because there's a legion behind me. I'm just the one that's willing to stand in front of it as a true leader. I'm ready to go to war, bro. I'm going to show you what a console war is all about in 2020.
Yeah, let's strap
You're
up.
going to get these
Let's
hands.
strap up.
Because, yo,
Woo!
I done heard what y'all had to throw at me. You threw at me 1080p. You threw at me some not even 30 frames per second stuff. That's what you threw at me. You threw dumb stuff like that at me. And guess what? I'm not going to throw no dumb stuff like that at you. You ain't going to want, you're going to want to block me.
Ooh, a ranger.
I'm tagging you guys every single day. You're going to get blocked. You're going to block me because I'm going to have fun doing it. You're hearing it now on the Di-RREC Gaming Show that I give 2 F's about your feelings. I give 2 F's about who you are in these gaming streets on YouTube. I give 2 F's about that because Legal knows where he comes from. Legal's very comfortable in his skin. And Legal's a man. So if I have to tag you to address you, I will. I have no problems. I'm not going to come at you with the texting and all that dumb gay and stuff that y'all been doing. All that feminine crap that you bring into your masculine table, putting on dresses and makeup. Bro, that ain't here. If you into that, you ain't going to find that here. This is manhood here. This is about being men here. We Sparta here. This is for Sparta. We go to war. We put our helmets on, and we come with them spears, bro, and we reach you. We put those spears out there, and we reach out and touch you. So, yeah, I knew Legal's going to get blocked this fall because I'm going to be tagging you up, laughing, tagging you up. You're going to get tired of me tagging you up because you got what's coming to you. You clowns know who you are. Y'all know who y'all are. It ain't going to be, when I tag you, it ain't going to be a mystery. Because I'm going to still want to know what you got to say for yourself. And who was responsible for your dumbass actions all through these years. I will become one of the most hated. I don't give 2 F's. Bro, I don't care about this social media shit. Y'all really think I care about that, bro? That social media shit ain't real. My real life is out here. Where I see none of you dumb lames. None of you folk that ain't known out here. You're known on social media. So for everybody that cares about you in social media, what they gonna do for you? What they gonna do for you? You gonna give them gifts? You gonna give them gifts? I told everybody here tonight who's ever helped me gonna give Cyberpunk 2077. What you gonna give your fans? What you gonna do for them? Nothing. You demand money from them.
Can I kick him in the nuts real quick?
From them. That's what you do.
Y'all
are like false prophets and false teachers. Y'all like these clowns in these mega churches that demand money from people who follow you. We don't do that here. If anything, we are much given here. So by much given, much is expected from us. And we give back because that's who we are. We men here. That's why Di-RREC Gaming was formed. I'm going to be a thorn in your side. I know y'all don't like to hear my comrades coming up in here talking, bigging up Xbox. I already know that. Some of you clowns, the reason why you can't stand in these Xbox streets, because you don't play these damn games. You suck at gaming, but you're good at talking a bunch of shit. So you got a great YouTube channel because you talk a lot of shit. But when it comes to gaming, man, you get smacked the hell up in the arcade coming up in there with a quarter running your mouth. Nigga, we knock some teeth out your mouth. Punk. You a punk. Put a wedge in your pants and kick you out of that damn arcade. That's what we would do to you. All of you clowns. Bro, you got 1 million gamer scores? You think that's supposed to make us feel threatened? You didn't get those damn things by playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You didn't get those millions by playing Gears of War. Who are you kidding? We know how you got them damn games. Playing them little suck-in, garbage-in indie games. You got most of them damn things on the last generational console where you could double up on your stuff. Man, get the flying hell out of here, man. With all that gimmick bologna sandwiches with no mayonnaise on them, with a pickle on the side. Get the hell out of here with that, man. We are gamers over here. We play these games. We represent this gaming industry, and that's what we do. You don't like us? Fine. You ain't got to come to this show. I don't give two F's about it like that, bro. Di-RREC Gaming is here built off the love. It ain't built off the camaraderie. It's not built off that. It's built off the love, baby. So we're going to be here regardless. Hey, if all we got is us to listen to, well, damn it, we listen to something with some sense around here. If it's just us, if I gotta listen to myself, shit, I'll do that all day. Yo, this has been the new legal. Represent Di-RREC Gaming. We end in 2019. Oh, and if you thought you was tired of us in 2019, I just buckle up, man. Get in the back seat because 2020. Oh my gosh! It's open season in 2020.
Hey, new legal, but let me drop one more bomb before we leave, right?
Drop it.
Remember when I said about the launch lineup for the Xbox Series X?
Talk to him.
People forgot that Microsoft, they had meetings about Vanquish 2. See you next fall.
Yeah, that's true. They did.
That's true.
Yeah, they did.
That nigga General Stewart. Well, that's right. It's too funny. Like, yo, we even got a baseball game coming this spring.
Yeah.
You forgot about the great baseball game that's coming this spring.
But let's even get more crazier. Vanquish 2, 4K, either 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second.
Choose your pick. Choose your pick. Choose your pick.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, fam. Think about it. That's crazy. Y'all don't want to see Xbox on the rise. Y'all really don't want no problems, man. Y'all don't want no problems. Man, listen. This is the new
They do not want that
Di-RREC
360
Gaming.
dominance.
Nah, man.
They don't want that
We outta
360
here.
dominance ever again.
Sherminator, yo,
Yes, sir.
the Sherminator General, man. Yo, I haven't rode in my spaceship in a while. But you know what? I just gassed this thing up. And I'm coming to pick y'all up, man. We about to do a world tour in 30 minutes. This thing goes fast. So don't worry, man. If you ain't never been to Dubai or you ain't never been to Bermuda, don't worry, man. I got it covered. And I got the Cyberpunk 2077 demo. Don't ask me how I got it, but I got it. Y'all gonna test it out, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Hey, to everybody out there that came in here supporting our channel, man. If you like what we're about, please hit the subscribe button. If not, don't. Put dislike. But if you do, subscribe to our channel. Put a like. Leave some comments in there. Do whatever you like. In the meantime, folks like us, we're going to continue to rep these green streets, these great green emerald streets, this great Xbox community. If you're an Xbox fan, you come to the right place. Join us anytime on Mixer. All the information's in the bio. You can find me. Yo, leave some messages on my Xbox. Tell me what games you got, man. And if I got them, let's get together. Let's play some games and wild out, man. And get put on YouTube, bro. This channel was meant for the Xbox community. It's not meant for me. That's why you don't see me up here just by myself yapping and bumping my gums. Yo, I invite people who don't have a platform. I invite normal gamers to this platform. And I invite gamers to come in here and express their thoughts. That's Di-RREC Gaming. Hey guys, 2019 is about over. I want to say I hope you guys had a great Christmas. Happy holidays to y'all. And we're moving on into New Year's. I hope everybody stays safe and make it through the New Year's moment and get yourselves into 2020. Be thankful, be grateful. Amen. God is beautiful. We out of here.
Yes, sir.
See y'all soon.